Hello and welcome, DPL fans. We got draft analysis and then draft analysis, but like with the draft.
Oh, what's after that then?
After that, I don't know, we might do something stupid. But we'll see
Wait,
how
what are
long
we
this
doing
goes.
now?
Right now, I'm kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm joined by Blue and Vergi, and we're hoping for Money Guy to join, but you know, it's past his bedtime.
Hello, nya.
Okay. Alright. So, DPL auction happened pretty recently, and wanted to do a video about it. It's been since Season 2, since I've made a DPL video about the auction and stuff. So here we are. Is there a team you want to start with particularly? You want to go left to right?
I want to go right to left, actually.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Konnichiwa.
the Hitori Nakli. First time I read this, I thought it rhymed with Reuniclus. But you know, here we are. I mean, it low-key does. but
it doesn't, so...
Yeah, it's like one of those. Yeah, so we have Lejon and Sablo, some veterans of the scene, if you will. The 2 stars here means that they bought themselves so they can both play in any given week, whereas 1 star over here means only 1 captain per week can play. And for the privilege of 2 captains playing, they lost 25k of their budget. But yeah, so round 1, or their first pick, I suppose. So Halu gets nommed, right? Instant 30k, instant crickets after they pick him up.
I don't know about crickets. People were like, Lamau GG.
Yeah, but no bids were coming through, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went 5k, instant 30, no more bids. Was this worth it?
I mean, it could be,
sometimes you have to just know the value of your players, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Halu was unbanned recently, but when he did play, like, the results were definitely there.
What was he banned
the
for?
team to win Season 3. I don't know, Vergi, you were kind of a part of that. What was he banned for?
I forget. That's why I asked.
It was a long time ago. It's okay to forget.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Anyways.
cleared my browsing history in my mind 2 years ago, so I don't remember anything before that.
I'll bet. But anyways, back in the day, this guy was him. Is he still him? About to find out. There you have Septile Scythe. Garnered a lot of question marks from the community. I've seen this guy around in some of the lesser known leagues. Yeah. He exists.
He looks okay.
What's a lesser known league that you've seen him in?
I don't know what they're called, bro.
Yeah.
You want me to look that up? Nah.
He's also talked in DPL before and everything. Like, I feel like he knows somewhat what he's doing.
Yeah. Then 5k, you know, can't ask for a much better price for someone.
This is an Amino player.
Yeah, Amino. The same place where Lejon and AM22 came from.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other notable names from there. Probably is, but I don't know them.
Well, I mean, AM22.
I said that one already. Yep.
The big ones. Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay.
How about AM22?
Covered.
AM22 is the GOAT. So
he is the GOAT, yeah. So yeah, and then we have Harris for 11k. Like, solid for him, you know?
I think that's a pretty good price, yeah. He was a captain last season, and then in Season 5, he was really good on Rushmore.
Yeah. And then Finch for under 20k. Got a more than 50% cut from his price last season. There's a reason for that, though, and that's because he went extremely winless. Part of that was not his fault, but part of it was, from what I remember. So, like, it is what it is.
This is still a really good price for Finch, because, I mean, this is the Smogon OU leader.
Yeah, this is the guy where he's like, I want Ispathra banned, and everyone else was just like, okay, yeah sounds good.
I'm not against that.
little bit of a gross oversimplification, but you know, it is what it is.
This is not Smogon OU. This is the one thing.
Yeah. In these parts, I'm the one who bans who I want.
Literally.
But yeah,
Goodbye,
5K for
Palafin.
Finch.
Yeah.
That's a very solid price, I feel.
And then Jake for 15k. Sure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I
From
think
what I
that's
hear,
fine.
he's been playing in UDL,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
been doing
really
there.
good there.
Yeah.
So sure, why not
It's
15k?
Jake, so when it comes to DPL, I feel like he's going to put in effort, even though he says he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know if he's capable of not caring,
Yeah.
but just for the name, I would have liked to see him on Cake Takers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
course,
The
of course.
Jake Taker.
Yeah. That'd be a fire username though on Showdown.
That would
Okay.
be actually, yeah.
Anyways, then Ali24 and Plasma 2000. From what I hear, these guys are brothers.
That's the Roggenrola and
Wait,
the
are
Ball
they
Road,
actually?
right?
I know that they're both
That's what I
male.
heard anyways. I don't know for sure. I could
I know
have
that-
falsified sources. Ooh.
I think that would make sense.
It makes sense because it's a rock and roll and a bulldog.
Is the Roggenrola the younger brother? I sure hope so.
These are the offspring of Hiker Toad. We don't know who the mother is. We're terribly sorry.
Is the mother not just Scrappy's sister?
Oh, I mean,
Loki.
Tiger Toad, isn't it?
we actually would we not know who the father is? Like, 'cause the mother. Yeah, it's different here. It's different. It's Pokemon.
Yeah,
They
the-
lay
Hiker Toad's kind of like a seahorse, you know?
yeah.
Dude, wasn't Tiger Toad the goat of this auction as well?
we can get to that
We're-
later.
yeah, it's a topic for probably about 20 minutes later. Overall,
so
the team, what are our thoughts?
I think
I
there
think
were
there's just a lot of question marks. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not sure if they're going to do well or going to do poorly because
Yeah,
there's just so
question
many
mark,
names that we
question
haven't
mark,
seen
question
yet.
mark, question mark.
I
Is he
think for-
washed? Is he washed?
Yeah,
think-
exactly.
for
Can he
us,
recover from last season?
Flash Coon, they were kind of a bit early on. Like this was like round 1, round 2 of the things, and no one bid them up because they like, you know, I don't think anyone expected them to go there. But I think the core of like Harris, Finch, and Jake for the prices that they got them at were actually really, really solid.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
So I think there's potential there. We can see if Halu's still him. I mean, 30k, honestly, like it might have just been as big of a jump because when he did play, he was really like he was a very strong player. So
Yeah, I think he was
I think-
definitely ahead of the curve back in the day.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, he was decent back then.
And they also have a men's pickup available potentially, so that's also really cool. And yeah, solid captain core. Sablo's a very strong player, and I feel like Lejon. A lot of people question like, hey, you're paying 25k, so it'll be a chance for him to prove that like, hey, the double captain core, playing wise, is what we wanted to do, and I'll try to back it up.
Homie's 3-11 all time.
Oh, well, okay, look.
He has to
Lejon,
prove himself, you know? It's a new
2016 Lejon, fucking fire, okay?
new year, new me.
Actually. Alright, well, we'll see if he can recover from that
Why'd you
historic
have to do him like that, bro?
record. I just pulled it up, bro.
Lou is trying to hype him up and shit, and then you're just like, the number.
I'm trying
or
to
what?
be nice, you know?
You know what? I believe in him.
Okay.
That guy's flames, I swear.
Yeah, so I think this team could definitely punch up.
I feel like it's slept on, so.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could definitely see like people
Alright.
like misjudging them, and then they do decently well. So
Alright, you want to move on to my team? AKA the best team not biased. Infernal Armory. Got me and Aster J. We got Beardy, Theo, Amel, Darkrai, Jimmy G, Mountay, and Spies. Oh, it's actually Spees. Allegedly.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know how to pronounce his own name. That's crazy.
Oh. Oops.
What do you guys think?
Socks.
No, hype me up.
the team looks good, but the captain core, one of them, I don't know.
I think
no,
Aster's good. I don't know.
I think half
I
of
think
the
Aster's
captain core
good
is
too, yeah.
really low. Well, of course, Aster's the good one, you know, reigning DPL MVP. Other guy though, dude needs the Veno support.
What? Oh nah.
No,
But
but
anyways,
in reality, between like King L5, Aster J, Theo, and then Darkrai, you have like a really strong like core four right there that can like almost pull it out every week. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then you have a bunch of like good supporting people like Beardy and Milkman.
Milkman is the GOAT.
Milkman
Yeah.
is the goat.
For people at home who might not know, Jimmy G is the Milkman.
This is
He's the timer
man.
guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
got 2
timer
wins off
block.
timer last season.
Yeah, and I don't think he set the timer either time. So
People were too afraid to click buttons against him. It's crazy.
Yeah, they ran for their life. They were not fast enough. Alright. Amel, I think, is a really big steal.
I think
In the auction?
Amel at a price that you got him at kind of compensates for other prices. Because I think 32k for Darkrai, as much as I like Darkrai, that is pretty cheap. Or, I mean, expensive.
Pretty cheap. Especially that
I-
late to the draft, you usually see people blowing their budget early on, right?
Yeah.
But then saving this for later is like it hurts a lot because then instead of having like 2 or 3 more players, perhaps you had to bid up all the way for this, right?
Yeah, and it was a auction war with TJ's team, if I remember correctly.
No, I think it was versus Tusk.
Oh, it was Tusk. Okay, so
I think so, anyways.
it was one of the
Yeah, it was Tusk.
one-star
Hacker
teams.
was bidding, I think.
Okay,
And
But
we
yeah,
had to go all the way up to their max budget to secure
Yeah.
him. But I felt comfortable doing this because we got Beardy, Amel, and Theo for less than we thought we were going to have to pay. So like, we had the budget to spare, so I didn't mind overpaying on Darkrai. Which, by the way, 32k, I will agree, a bit of an overpay. But the guy's
Yeah.
great, and we
Yeah,
had
he
the budget
is
to spare, so I really don't mind it.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anyone else drafted after Darkrai that would have been worth that 32?
No,
I don't think so. Darkrai
absolutely
was kind
not.
of last
So that's a good time to pull the
one.
trigger then. It's a
Yeah.
good time
Yeah.
to like go all in.
There's something some people like overlook in the auction. At some point, you just gotta grab the best player available, and it was
Yeah,
pretty
because
clearly
the-
him.
Player fall off is super high. In
Yeah.
this, format.
I think Darkrai, like, results wise, like, I think he's really solid, but where he really gets his value is team support. I think he's very good at that. Just like he can help build like all 7 teams and like mock for it and everything. So
I heard he's gonna be busy though.
Yeah,
whatever, man.
obviously we try to accommodate his schedule as much as we can, you know.
Yeah,
He's a busy guy, you know. He's out doing things in the world.
and then
Unlike the
yeah,
rest of us.
And him and
Theodore
Theo are like super good friends as well, so that was great.
Theodore Manny, I think 23.5k is a fine price for him as well, because like he's going to like he's a 4-3, 5-2 player. I feel like, and you know he'll win his games and everything. Kind of does his own thing, stall guy.
Yeah, Theo is one of those guys that like he pulls out wins and you look at his teams and stuff and you look at his scores and you're like, wow, I guess it works for him, huh?
Yeah, no one can
wow.
replicate it.
Wow, the average game turn time is like 90. This is crazy.
Everyone else plays too fast. They choke by that time. Like
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Mountay, I think Mountay is really solid. He was like the top rated player kind of by far in the Draft League NL scene. So very good there.
What?
Even for like his games, like his upload games and everything, like dude, this guy dresses up for it. What a fucking swell guy. Handsome dapper, if I do say so myself.
much swag.
So good.
Yeah, I think if he's able to pop off, that can be really helpful, and he's a potential steal of the draft kind of thing. And then Spies, Bees. I think this was mentioned in Ves's and Toxic's like kind of thing, but at this point, Infernal Armory kind of had 10.5k left, which could be 2 players potentially. So you going 6k on Spies, like you essentially just it takes up 2 player slots, but from what I've seen from this guy, he is a very strong player. So
Yeah, he's also someone who has like recently improved, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So like when we were doing our scouting, we really liked his stuff, like his recent replays and builds. We thought it was pretty strong, and so we knew that out of the remaining pool of players, he was the guy that we wanted most. So why would we pass on that and pick up like two, in our minds, maybe lesser players? When really you can only play 7 in a given week, 8 in playoffs, and we already have really strong players. I don't want to draft a bunch of people and then like be unable to give them playtime, you know?
Yeah, is that why we didn't do a DPL Season 3 draft analysis?
I don't know, maybe.
that is kind of the issue of a lot of players, though, is like you kind of feel pressured to play the people who are gonna not perform as well, because it's like, oh, I don't want to like
they got drafted for a reason, right?
Week,
they want to play.
Yeah,
feels bad for them, feels bad for the captain to have to do it, so
yeah, that's why I try to stick to smaller rosters if I can and get higher quality pieces. It's just something I've kind of learned that I prefer over.
Makes sense. Or if you're able to grab someone and let them know, hey, look, I'm drafting you mostly because of the fact that you're going to be a good team presence, right? As long as they know too, then it's a good. But
at this point, I have so many like friends in the scene that I can just invite to the server for free, and they kind of fill that role, anyways. So that's something that I've also learned is I don't need to spend actual budget on that when I have such a great supporting cast that kind of follow me around in team tours. Really great help.
Is that like cheating?
No, it's just prep support.
Yeah. He needs the help, Vergi. Okay.
Right.
Okay, but yeah, overall solid team. Smaller roster, so you're going to see a lot of the same players play, which I think works with this team. So
yeah, we're benching 2 people per week.
Yeah. But,
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And also like the best logo. Outside of maybe the family, that one's really cool as well.
Family has a lot of like symbolism behind it.
Yeah, like if you get it, you get it, and it's super cool.
There's a lot of fucking banger logos.
There are, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the cake takers.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, Vergi's not biased, by the way.
Not biased at all.
Right.
Good thing, huh?
Of course. So cool.
All right, you want to move on to L2P, Learn to Play Club.
Okay.
We got iPro, Kaz, both able to play every week, which is huge. Then they got 2 really excellent draft players, being Habada and Rob Jr. They did have to pay a lot of credits for it, though. Like, overall, this was more expensive than Theo plus Darkrai. But I feel like that's also fair. They're both excellent players.
You're trying to compare to your team right now. I see.
Well, they're right next to each other.
It's another thing, like I was saying too, is people blow their budget a lot earlier. For the good players, they do like middle, later drafts. So
yeah,
I think it was more of like these were 2 early-ish noms, and they knew that they wanted these 2 players. So why not just go in on them instead of panicking later and just needing to get the best players off the board.
They still got a really long roster too.
Yeah, and like Hobbita, I feel like he always puts up results in team tours. It feels like he did say that he would be a bit busier, but if he can just do his own games and everything, like that can be really solid.
The fun thing is too, is they paid so much for these top 2, and then like a decent amount for the 3rd one, and then everyone else after that is basically just 5Ks.
Yeah, right? Which I mean could be scouting, could just be like just this team structure.
And it could be Itzia.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah, imagine wasting 5K, right?
Yeah, like actually. And then, I mean, Rob Jr., he's had like some team tour results that were not really up to his standard, but he does have a lot of team tour experience across draft and Smogon and everything. So I think this is a very strong pickup. 31.5K is a lot. And I know that he's not the most active guy, but he is like a very strong player. So that's someone good to have.
Yeah, for sure. And then we have like, what is that, like 3 or 4 Smogon guys? Mukamara, Zugubu Royale, and Elodin. I know our Smogon background. Roy Dadadu, I'm not too sure about his background. Do you guys know?
I'm
No idea.
pretty sure Roy Dadadu is
I know he works on the
small
Smogon Draft tour.
Yeah. He does the Smoke on Draft tour stuff, so I mean, I guess that's a safe assumption to make. Not sure.
Yeah, I really don't know too much about him, so I don't want to say anything good or bad, you know?
Yeah.
Making
Seems
stuff
like
up at that point. Amukamara, we know, has shown capability to succeed. Zugubu, a little bit on the lower side of that, I think. But he can put up results, you know?
Like
Those two players are like, you can reasonably expect them to go like 500.
Yeah,
which, for the price is good.
And the thing is too, I'm pretty sure that Sadal and Kaz both wanted these two players really bad, and they got them for really good prices as well.
Yeah.
So.
I think Amukamara and Zugu Royale specifically, like this is the perfect spot for both of them, as well as they got them at like pretty good prices. So I think those are good picks just for that reason.
Yeah, correct. Elodin, I know it plays in SPL.
I've heard this guy is like really good. So
yeah, from what I hear, he's pretty well respected. So if he can pull it together in draft, he does have Kaz build support, which historically has been pretty good for Smogon guys.
Very, yes.
I think that for the most part, Smogon transfers over pretty easily because it's just like all you do is it's just a surprise factor that all you have to look out for. Once you get the surprise factor down, and you're actually looking for stuff, stupid things like berries or whatever, or random coverage, then you kind of just transfer over perfectly, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely some people who failed that transition, but there's certainly several that have succeeded.
I think it's also like the positions that they're put in. Like Kaz's teams have done this before, like so he has very reliable they have very reliable support that way, and that kind of helps simplify things, I guess. So
yeah, for sure.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, well, when you're new to anything, depending on who your basically your coach is, right?
Yeah.
How you're going to be transferred now. So.
Yep. Then Itzia. Itzia's more so like the mascot.
Yeah, mascot.
You know, the sweaty guy in the suit. Yeah, that's him.
I know he is active with like support and everything. So even though he's only going to be able to play 2 games, it's still a fine it's a fine pickup and everything.
Yeah, I don't mind this because they have so many players. You're gonna be benching people anyways. Yeah. Like if you want some prep support, may as well, you know. Roy, I don't know too much about him. Obi and Specs King, really great bench warmers.
Shitters.
Super great.
Absolute fucking shitters.
That bench will be kept a balmy 78 degrees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there's gonna be birds around because Obi's feeding them breadcrumbs, and Specky's gonna be, being British, so that'll get birds away and get new ones in.
Well, Obi can lure the birds with his vegan bread, and then Specky can turn them into fish and chips.
Oh yeah, shit. Because that's or Specky will start talking, and then all the birds will fly away for their life.
Yeah, very interesting dynamic there. Overall, I think the team's pretty strong.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty decent.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's another it's more we have more of an idea how it's gonna do than the Praetorian necklace, but at the same time, it's kind of we're not entirely sure how they're gonna do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I definitely think it's gonna be either middle of the pack, or if they do really well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think the captains are very strong.
That's what they can do, yeah.
Hobbita and Rob Jr. as well, they should pull their own fair share. So I think between those 4 specifically, they can also pick up wins elsewhere, like Amukamara and Zugu Royale are very strong. Elodin's.
I think they're just going to be starting the top 7 most weeks, right?
It really could, yeah, because why the fuck would you ever play Hitsya? I mean,
Obi. I mean Specky.
Yeah, I think Obi and Specky though are really good in terms of support and can potentially play a couple games if needed. So
yeah, for sure.
Those are
Hope he's a nice guy, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's
That's what
kind
he's
of a
got going
fucking
for him.
bitch.
Funny enough, Obi ended up on a team that he didn't make the logo for.
He made the Victini part of the logo, so I mean,
I
half
guess.
of it.
Yeah.
Wait, which logos did he make?
A
All
lot
the
of them,
ones.
like 5.5.
Yeah.
This
Anyways,
guy might be the goat.
Yeah.
move on to Tusks. Great Tusks of Terror, one captain to play, so this means they had an extra spending power with their budget. They ended up with 125k instead of 100k to start with.
Pretty big deal.
And what did they do with it? Let's find out. So they got...
I think people can see what they did with it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
We're just talking about it. It's an analysis.
Yeah, 100. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He has like the best sword shield record of the tour, so
I thought he was going to be more expensive than 20. No,
this is a super good pay for Craig, I think.
Yeah.
yeah. And then Pyro, that guy's the goat.
Pyro's a very strong
Yeah, so
player.
they have arguably the best sword shield, one of the best Sun Moon. And how do they round this off? With Veno. Oh my god.
18k. Oh my god.
Can't say I would also pay 18k, but you know.
Veno is a good piece to have. He provides a lot of team support and all of that, as well as being like a decent player.
It is hard to find people who are like good at the game and then also willing to help, you know?
Yeah, he's a very knowledgeable
And Veno
guy.
definitely fills that niche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like maybe 45% of a Darkrai, would you say?
It's a little
I don't know who
generous,
that's disrespectful to.
but
Anyways, no, it's all jokes, kind of, you know.
I don't know. It was a support only. So.
Oh my god. Anyways, so I was on Veno's team in season 4 when we won. I was also on Veno's team in season 5 when we did not win.
But he could play there.
Yeah,
so. I don't know, man.
Anyways, I think it's an okay pickup. Odin for 12. I don't know.
I think
He's
that's
decent.
not bad, right?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I feel like
Athletics.
most
Did a
of this
couple-
team is like not bad, you know?
Yeah.
But nothing
Odin-
really jumps out to me as super good either.
Odin puts up a lot of results in like other team tours and
The minor
everything.
tours, right? Yeah.
So, I think this is a fine pickup for Odin, or a fine price for Odin.
Yeah, I don't really see him around too much. I think we're in kind of different circles.
Yeah,
But yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Good pickup.
I think Nick for 11k though. I think that's
This one's a
actually
good
really-
pickup for real.
Yeah,
This
I think
guy's
Nick
proven he can play.
can play.
Yeah, no, he's
he
definitely
provides activity as well. So I think this is Nick for 11k is very strong. Like that's a very good price for him.
Mhm.
So yeah, makes up for the fact that you paid 18k for Veno.
Yeah.
Okay.
So toxic.
But yeah, and then Max for 8.5k. I think this is actually solid for Max as well. He's teamed with Veno and like a couple of these guys before, and now that he's probably going to be focusing on like his games and his stuff mostly, I think he can put up results. So
Potentially, yeah.
that's a good pickup there.
Alright, the
Wait,
last
yeah.
3, Nerf, Metro, Steel, are like very whatever to me.
I don't know. I think Nerf's actually really good.
I don't know too much about him. Do you think he's good? Then he's probably good. I just-
He's probably okay because
He
my
is, dude.
judgment's horrible.
Being whatever and being in the final 3 picks is like a pretty good trade-off too, you know?
yeah,
I
I'm
think-
not hating on him or anything.
I think Nerf's okay. Metro teamed with he was on Veno's team last season, and he was he was a relatively strong player. It felt like he played a lot
Remember,
of Horas.
He
like,
started
2 and
really
3.
strong and then ended really badly.
I think he went like 2 and 3 or something like that. But I always thought like he put up decent results in Horas, which that's where a lot of like the boomers play. So you're going to run into some strong players there.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then Sfeel, I don't know. I like this feel emote, so
Yeah, nice guy.
there's
This emote's cool, yeah.
he's been picked in DPL before as well, so he has that experience too.
A
to
true
his
veteran.
name. Yeah, true veteran. Spiel chair.
Big if true. For me, this team doesn't have a strong starting 7. Just compared to the other team.
Yeah, but I think to be fair to that though, they only paid for one captain slot playing. I think Ian's a strong player, but he doesn't provide the most activity. Well, Hacker might not be seen as the strongest player, but he also provides a lot of activity. So I think there's a lot of support between like Hacker and Veno and like Nick and a lot of the other guys throwing in. Whether or not they can, put up results with that, it will be to be determined. But there's a lot of like okay pickups here, I'd say. But yeah, I tend to agree where it's like Craig and Pyro, I'd say, are the only 2 players here that I'd be really confident just like going above 500 and everything.
Yeah, like those 2 are the only ones I'd be scared to slot into,
Yeah, I think Nick's also really strong, so I think
the main thing though is just good. Since they don't have that second captain player who a lot of the other teams have, and they paid like super high prices for 2 good players and then a good supporting cast. They have their 2 good players and then they only have 1 captain, and then it is like their supporting cast afterwards, you know what I mean? So it's like down 1 almost. That's kind of the thing. When you have that extra 25k, you need to like make something of it.
I don't know. The first thing they did was get Craig for 28, so I mean...
Yeah, that's really good, right?
Like it's a good pickup.
Yeah.
Pyro, great pickup. Keep it going,
They spread their credits out so like thinly that like...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They didn't get a lot of good... Like if these guys had the money to like bid up on someone else who could have been a really
they were actually pretty prominent in bidding up other players, I think, this draft, so
they just didn't pull the trigger, right?
They just couldn't commit to it. Potentially wanted to save budget for later pickups they knew they wanted, so
yeah, a lot of this team is from Hungry Men, right?
Yes,
kind of like the gang getting back together. We'll see how successful they are this time.
Yeah.
The Hungry Men were the GOAT last season, right?
Right. You have anything else you want to say about this team, or you want to move on?
No.
All right, so let's move on to the Cake Takers, captained by Base Tech and X, both able to play, of course.
Both kind of boomers as well.
These people, I remember in the auction, they waited a super long time to get their first player, being CBB. And he ended up being the most expensive player in the auction. As someone who has not really played a lot of draft. He's in the Smogon draft tour that's still going on. I believe he's top 16 currently and still in it. So like a great performance there, but really overall unproven. I like his mentality. I think he will probably end up doing well, but I can't say for certain, of course. So,
He's also played like in UDL tours and everything, so his experience there, I guess. His first team tour experience in draft, though, the most expensive player, that's kind of a big task, so I think, like, it could have been a lot, but I think Tech and Genius both knew that they wanted him, so...
Yeah, so if you know what you want, and like they've probably talked to CBB beforehand as well.
Yeah.
I'd assume so, yeah.
And I mean, top 16 in like your first, I guess, draft tour, in a tour with like over 1,000 people and everything, I'd say that's
a good
pretty
result.
solid. This is a strong result, so
definitely not bad,
yeah. I think he has the potential to put up results.
Yeah, I wish him well. Ace Trainer Josh, I think, is a strong pickup.
I think for 16k, this is a solid pickup. Yeah, as of
just about
late,
right.
Like he's just been like really strong. It feels like just across like DPL, I guess. So
yeah, he's been consistently like above average ORS.
Yeah,
which is like really nice in this. Yeah, good pickup.
We'll what was his timeline? Like season 2, he's picked up for cheap by ZFG, kind of popped off there. Season 3 and 4, I think he didn't have the strongest performances, but then in season 5 and season 6, he's been really strong. And yeah, as you said, one of the most consistent players just in DPL.
Josh is the guy who has like the one factor where he comes up with like the weirdest sets that sometimes it'll just win you a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
I love to see it. Anyways, Jeroni Puff for 8.5. Sure. You know?
Yeah, I think that
seems about right.
That's a solid price for him. He popped off in season 5, I think it
in
was.
his rookie season, he went 4-1, I believe.
Yeah, his team kind of sucked, but you know, that's not his fault. He popped off.
He had a good individual performance, and then the season after, bit of a decline.
Yeah, which I mean, started 4-1, you know, kind of tough to replicate that.
Of course.
But yeah, solid player. He's been around the, I guess, draft community for a while. Just 2 seasons of DPL experience, so relatively new here, but a solid player. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to Glop for 8K.
For 8K.
This guy I see kind of as like a TDG light, in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like a really strong personality, but he can play the game. You know, he plays Pokemon well.
Yeah. I think 8K is also a very solid price for him as well, because like you said, the strong personality. There were conflicts that he had last season, just personality wise.
Yeah, you put it that way.
When he did play, you know, when he did play and everything, like he's a very aggressive player, which is one thing I noticed. Like he knows how to put himself in like advantageous positions. I
think that aggression in DPL is super good because a lot of people are afraid to be aggressive.
Yeah, and I think like he also provides like prep support and everything, so I think this is a good price for him. But yeah,
people love making the safe play because games go on so long that they don't want to make like a 1-round play and the game's over.
No, you fuck up once there's Theo Manny and you're just sitting there for 100 turns wondering why you sacked your Mon.
Big if true.
Okay, you know, like 8K for Glop, that's a good price. Josh, 16K. So,
speaking of good prices, Hiker Toad for 17K. What year is it?
It's 2023.
Are you sure?
That's about a fifth of their budget.
Right?
I think it's pretty good, right?
Dude, 17K for Hiker Toad, that's almost 120.5K Deimos W Praise the Sun. Just think about that. That's crazy.
We translate into Deimos W Praise the Sun current.
I think I'd rather have Deimos W.
Like 80 cents?
Yeah. But, Hiker, he was active during the draft process, so hope to see that continue. Hope he just doesn't disappear for like 2 weeks.
For losing one game?
That would be a Hiker thing to do. I think last season he also went for 17K, right? And he kind of just dipped after a game.
Yeah.
So, bit of a wash player. At his peak, he was very good. I don't think
peak hasn't been around in a while, to be honest.
He's really good friends with Tech and Zing, so I think...
Yeah, so maybe they talked about it beforehand. And said, I'd be down to actually play.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all 3 of them are like 1 million years old by this point. So he has connections.
Exactly.
Alright, and then their last 3 5Ks. Hycrox, Undead Chance. Can't hate any of these, to be honest.
You can hate on Undead if you want. Like, that's
fine. I mean, I could, of course.
Yeah, you
Only
could.
guy on Wigglytuff Guild to go winless in our season. So there's that. He did mock everyone though, so not all bad.
Woo, go Undead!
Woo! Yeah, Hycrox I've seen around. I don't have anything bad to say about him.
Yeah. funny guy, nice guy.
Then Chance has been around. Aside from that one Phil game that everyone knows, we don't have to bring that up though.
But yeah, Chance could also be washed, but when he was when he was playing a lot, he was a very strong player. High Croc's nice guy. I think he pinged me about the bite of 87, so
yeah, I think all three of these is like they're not the all-stars of the roster, obviously, but they went for 5K.
I don't know, and Undead's kind of an all-star.
They're pretty good 5K pickups, you know?
Yeah.
Undead helped the Wings come back down for nothing.
That's
in
crazy.
The fight. We are the champions.
He actually jinxed it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, overall team.
I think there's some risky, there's some risk factor. CBB for 35.5, a pretty expensive price. You know, Hiker Toad, your second most expensive player.
Suspect.
Yeah,
I think Josh is good.
I think they got a lot of value from other pickups though, so that's.
They're
nice.
definitely relying on people who like might be good still, but we're not really sure, right? But
Yeah.
the captain core makes up for a lot of it too, though, because the captain.
I don't know. The captain core,
good.
they're kind of boomers as well, so
Yeah.
they could be washed.
I mean, Genius has been performing well recently. Tech as well has been pretty good in DGA.
Yeah.
What I remember, ways.
Mhm.
We'll have to see how that translates to DPL.
Yeah. But yeah, solid team.
We'll move on to the family. One of the stronger captain cores with II and Rai.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
They picked up Skyhorse, which we all knew was going to happen. They picked up Devin. Again, we all knew was going to happen. They picked up High Jump Sean, which we all could have guessed, you know?
A lot of surprises here, huh?
Yeah. So, I know me personally, I was pretty adamant about making sure they did not get away with any steals early in the auction. I wanted to run up their budget if possible. So like, we definitely helped bid up on Skyhorse and the ball rolling on High Jump Sean and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the upbids are things that like, oh, if I do get them for this price, I don't actually mind it anyways.
They're good players,
so,
you know?
And there's also, I guess, a point where it's like we know that I really want Skyhorse on his team, and we know like Rai really wouldn't mind Devin, or Sean. So, I think all of them went for about fair prices. In the end,
yeah, I think if anything, Sean is an overpay, but like it's kind of similar to Veno support, but I think he's a stronger player, so like I could see how it's worth it.
Yeah, Veno sucks though, so yeah. But yeah, I think that's it's a good top 3. Skyhorse, he will win his games and everything. Devin will have a good shot to win his games. Sean also will have a good shot, but I think Sean's value lies in he's really good at team support and everything, with the potential to go 500 or better. So yeah.
Then Wombo, which is a big question mark this season. Some people are not aware, but Wombo initially, he didn't really want to play. He just wanted to, exist on the roster and look threatening. And then we let him know if that's really what he was telling all the captains about his availability, it will be enforced. And then he's like, I'd actually be open to playing some weeks, Yeah,
like the blunder roll or anything like that. 15k, yeah, it's a question mark and a bit of a price, but if Wombo plays to the level that he has played at before, 15k is a fucking steal. So
exactly, yeah. And I and Ryan were willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
So if it pays off, more power to him.
I think like with them two as captains and then the first 3 guys they got in the auction, they definitely were okay with taking the risk. So
for sure, yeah.
And then if he does play really well, look at this top 7. This top 7 is super.
Yeah, it kind of cracks.
Super good in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, next they pick up Henrik for 8k. I think Henrik's really good.
I really rate this guy.
He played last season for L5's team. He was on L5's team, so I couldn't go far or anything. But whoa.
That's crazy.
But from what I've seen from Henrik, when he doesn't lose to timer, he's a very strong player. So he's put up results in like LD and everything as well. He's also from like the draft league NL side, like where Mount is from and everything. So he also put up results there. So yeah, Henrik 8K. I just think
he wasn't the best player there,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think this is a great pickup for them.
Yeah, it's decent, especially for 8K.
And then one of the most surprising picks, honestly, Scrappy 10 goes to the family.
What were they cooking?
I think like, let's see. So L2P put Scrappy up, and then they didn't bid on him again, which I thought was kind of crazy. But yeah, Scrappy provides team support. He's not expected to play every week. Thank fuck. So kind of nice there. But yeah, I think Scrappy's actually like a relatively solid player if you give him like the tools he needs to succeed. And
Scrappy is someone who's gotten a DPL award every single season, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Even when he went undrafted.
Yeah,
just
like
insane consistency.
Like, how?
I think he's the favorite for this season as well to win at least one of the awards.
Definitely, yeah. I'll be voting for him first. So
yeah. And look, if you go to Scrappy's all-time record, he's tied with a very prominent player. So I mean, if you compare it to that, that's 5.5 is kind of a steal. You know what I mean?
Wait, what is it?
Go to all-time records and look at Scrappy's
I
all-time. Yeah, look, that's kind of a good pickup.
But basically, they got a 5.5k Finchinator
based
on historical results. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I wouldn't get mad at 5.5k Finch.
Yeah, 5.5k. Look, we thought 19.5k Finchinator was a steal. 5.5k Finchinator. Oh.
Well.
Anyways, then they Backward Superior for the last one.
Roar. I think this complements very well with Wombo and getting Wombo kind of unleashed and everything. So it's a very strong pick for that. I know Roar has had like conflict with other teams in the past, but I think this is a very good place for him. So yeah.
Yep, I agree.
It's with Wombo, so yeah.
Overall, the team looking.
Yeah, I think this is a contender, definitely. Like very strong captain core, very strong auction.
Yeah, they did well.
Mm-hmm.
And a good logo. Like, oh my god.
The strong logo. Holy moly. But yeah, I don't know, nothing to say. I think a lot of people around the DPL community think this is among the top teams. So yeah.
Yeah, it's hard not to share that opinion.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got Royal Conquerors, Toxic and Vest, both able to play. They picked up Sharky for 32k. Pretty expensive, but he is one of the better players in the pool.
Yeah, Sharky will, he's like a 5-win player. I feel like he'll he'll win his games for sure, as well as provides decent team support and everything. And I think he's really good friends with Toxic and Vest. So
yeah, I think this team culture is going to be very unique.
Yeah,
that way.
Okay. But yeah, 32k obviously a lot. I do think this is worth the price though. So
yeah, you could definitely justify it. Zern for 22k. This is the guy who famously went 0 and 9.
Yeah.
And then his price went up the following season.
Man,
something different about this dude.
I don't know. I think Zern is a very strong player, obviously.
He's like a strong player when he tries, but he feels pretty pointless.
He can be very inconsistent though, so
yeah,
we'll see which version of Zern we're getting.
Much like Vess and honestly myself. So
I like Zern a lot. I played a lot of Sims with him in the past.
Oh,
okay. We were like allies.
Man. Yeah, whatever, man. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool. And then Hunter, the Mega Gardevoir, Metagross connoisseur himself.
Oh gosh.
For 20k, I think this is actually like a very strong pickup. Hunter's very similar to Josh, which is funny because they're like besties, but in that, dude, they're just good players, very consistent. Hunter's gonna, get his wins and everything. So,
welcome to Pardon the Eruption.
Pardon the Eruption, yes. But yeah, I think Hunter for 20k. It's honestly, I could have seen for more, but yeah, I think this is a good pickup.
Yeah. TDG for 5.5k. Playing wise, this is a great pickup.
Yeah.
It's just TDG has this thing where he'll excel on certain kinds of teams, and
other kinds?
Outside of that, maybe less desirable.
Yeah.
But in terms of team culture, I think this is where he would want to go to. I think it all worked out for everyone at the end.
Yeah. From what I've heard from people actually teaming with TDG and everything, like in, I guess, somewhat recent-ish DPL and just Team Tour seasons, like, he'll get along with the team and everything. He has very unorthodox building ideas, so unorthodox. But yeah, 5.5k for a player who he was really good last season. So I mean, 5.5k is kind of cheap.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a steal. It's risky to upbid this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, TGG gave me like a secret power Mega Lopunny to beat a Ferrothorn one time.
Yeah, you gotta veto some of those ideas.
Well, yeah, if you filter out those, I'd say TDG. So some of them will hit the dartboard. So you just gotta...
That's a crazy way to say it.
Yeah.
I like that. Milan, previously known as GCS. This guy, I teamed with him. Was not really impressed by his play over the season, but I did value his prep support. So there is that. I know he's trying to improve.
Yeah, he
got the right mentality. I hope he does better,
Yeah. He's had his rough share of Team Tour experiences, but still a relatively solid player from what I see, like across different leagues that he's been in, like LD, for example. He's in Masters right now, and everything's so solid there, as well as like he's played in APA and everything. And even though like he's had like negative Team Tour experiences, it seems like one, he's still a DPL champion, and two, like he has experience, and good or bad experience. So hopefully he can use that to improve this season.
They say there is no bad publicity, and he certainly got some publicity last season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Alright, Inversify, the LC main.
Yeah.
I know he's been getting pretty good at the standard tiers as well.
Yeah.
Definitely improved.
Strong pickup, I'd say.
Yeah, for 5k, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely not bad.
Mimikyu Stardust, I know, is a Smogon person.
Yeah. His Discord's like a den something. I don't know. But yeah, from what I've heard, like Mimikyu Stardust is a good player.
Pokemon viewer as well, I know.
Oh, Pokemon viewer. Oh,
so he knows what's going on.
He knows what's up.
He knows what's up. Yeah.
Fire name as well.
Yeah, Mimikyu Stardust, dude. That's a fire name.
How do you get away with so many syllables yet still being a cool name?
Yeah.
It's like a cheat code. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah. I guess side note, there were a lot of signups this season that were like, dude, this guy's name is fucking fire.
True.
Like, what was it, like Fierce Flamethrower? Dude,
yeah, like so fire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Or like Bilboo. Holy moly. Okay, yeah. Tangent right there. But yeah, 5k solid for that player. And then Marshy. I mean, Marshy follows around Vest and everything. I think Marshy will fit into this team environment, so I also don't think that for just a pickup.
Good pickup. They sent me a doc with recent prep, and like replays, and it was honestly pretty impressive. So like, I don't mind this as a pickup.
Like specific players, you mean? Or...
It was like this whole well thought out thing. Like, we just decided to go with other players, but obviously can best.
Oh, of his own. I see. Of her own, sorry.
Yeah.
But
I thought you meant like she was like putting together a doc of like other big players of their like
No.
players
Her own replays.
like scouting for scouting purposes, you know?
Oh,
No, it was like a whole write up and
cool
like
well.
building ideas and stuff.
That's cool.
And I think that, like, side note to people who are trying to get into team tours and everything, like, the more effort you put into captains, because, like, from their point of view, they don't fucking know you, but if you show, like, you put in effort, then, that kind of says something just
a lot of the time, finding people who are good at the game is pretty easy, but find people who are gonna, like, willing to actually help out the team, it's difficult,
and mesh well with the team, so, yeah, effort goes a long way, so, yeah. But, what do you think of Royal Conquerors?
Let's see. I consider them to have maybe 5 really strong players. Is that fair to say? It's 5 or 6 depending on the day. And then some people who might work out, might not, We'll have to see. I think overall it's a strong roster. I do say, like, playing wise, I think they're gonna do really well. And I think their team culture is gonna be really fun to be a part of, honestly, if you're into that sort of thing.
I think some people would not like this.
Yeah.
But the people who are on it are gonna like enjoy it. So,
because like price-wise, even it's kind of displayed like they kind of spent the budget on 3 players, and then the rest of
they really did, huh?
team they kind of just got for the min / 5.5. So, that's
I don't hate it.
Kind of reflected there. It's a strategy that like a lot of teams go after.
I mean, a lot of the other teams, they spend their budget on 2 players, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
they spend
3
on
at least.
3, so,
Yeah.
But, don't hate it at all.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the Hisuian Offsets, captained by TJ and Cookie. 1 captain can play per week, so they had an extra budget to work with. And what did they do with it? Spent it on JCM Shadow, which I think is a good pickup. This guy super improved from previous season. He's been like really grinding SV ladder, and he's been performing really well in really recent tournaments and leagues, so I honestly think this is a good pickup.
I would agree with that. I think no one really expected him to be the first nom of the draft, so that potentially caught some people off guard.
Yeah, for sure.
And then 25k, I actually think this is a fine price. Some people thought it was a bit of an overpay. I kind of credit it to the beginning of auctions are very weird in like pricing and everything, because
there's very little precedent set for the day.
Exactly, yeah. So
you can't be like, oh, well, 100 went for 28, so JCM Shadow is worth how much? First
exactly.
nom,
Yeah. So I think this is actually a solid pickup just in that sense. So yeah.
And Aki for 24. This is a guy who I think can do well. In the past he's struggled a little bit.
So yeah.
But I think the ceiling is definitely there. Like he can do it. I think he's a good player. I respect him. 24, a little bit steep, I think, for him, but that's just my personal opinion. A lot of people think it's a fine price.
Considering his performance last season, could be seen as an overpay, and people kind of just affiliate him with like the Mount Rushmore, just like that building support and everything. But on his own and everything, like I still think he's a very strong player, like you said. So can definitely pull his own weight.
All right, another player who did not have a great season 6 that ended up on this roster is Sebi for 17k.
Yeah.
Now, I actually rate Sebi pretty highly, similar to Aki. I think he's a great player. I think he's maybe even a little bit better than Aki. But the main problem is that he can't play the first 2 weeks. because he's busy with whatever. He's actually activity locked.
Vacation. Nice.
So he can start week 3. And for that reason, he went for keeper. I do respect him as a player quite a lot.
Yeah.
He definitely bounced back from his DPL season by putting up a great performance in Clash of Kings. Really proved his worth. And yeah, I just think this is a good pickup.
Yeah. Like, the same thing as Aki, where it's like, yeah, he's had some rough performances in the past, so yeah, just using that to improve this season.
Yeah. Alright, AM22 for 22k. We finally did it. Let's go.
Let's go. But yeah, memes aside, I think this could be seen as like a steal price.
That's a pretty good deal. Yeah.
Like AM, I feel like will win his games for sure and everything. He's just a very strong player, playing wise. Support wise, he also isn't terrible. Like he's not the most like talkative guy, but he will, share his opinions and everything on things. So
historically, his teams have done pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, except when he was on Doom. But anyways, yeah. Hey. Dude, he won 2 games with a Haunch Crow. Like, my man's fire.
Yeah.
Your fault for drafting a Haunch Crow, I don't know.
Dude, no, he wanted it, so...
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, in the season, he picked a shift tree, so what's he cooking?
Let him cook, I say. And then
but yeah.
Gohan for 19k. A lot of K for Gohan, I think.
It's a lot for Gohan. He has been very solid in UDL.
I think he's been improving recently.
Yeah, he's definitely just improved
yeah.
pre-season and everything. So I think 19k, yeah, it's a lot, but he does provide a lot of team support and activity, as well as just the mentality to improve. I think that's very underrated to have. So yeah, might be a bit of an overpay, might not. We'll see.
Yep, time will tell. Then the trio of 5Ks that they got is Spitfire Arcanine, who we've seen in previous DPL seasons, Data, and Bobbert.
Data, who's like the OLT legend and everything. He's also had team tour experience, so that's a solid pick there. Bobbert, 5K. I feel like Bobbert, whenever I see him play, he always pops off, man. And he's still just a 5K player in DPL. This is kind of tragic.
Yeah. Well,
but
that makes him a good pickup then, doesn't it?
A good pickup. Spitfire, I mean, I kind of affiliate him with like the other Smogon goons a little bit, such as like a Mukamara, Zugubu. But I've teamed with him. He's actually a really strong player, I feel. So
good.
Yeah, don't hate the pickup at all.
Yeah, this is one of the teams where I think it's kind of sleeper. Like, they could definitely do some damage.
I think so too. They have like I think something unique about this team is like their first 4 picks, like I think they're all really strong players and everything. Some of them, have had like bumpy roads and everything to get here, but if they can prove their worth, this will be a strong team and everything. And I mean, like the captain wise, like TJ, he's a decent player. Cookie, the lucky guy himself, also provides a lot of team support and everything. So they're 2 very supportive captains that will hopefully foster just a good team server.
Yeah,
so,
Cookie was always great when I teamed with him in Clash.
Yeah, and like always lucky, but some of that's on him. Just
consistency is key,
Yeah, consistency's key. Yeah. But yeah. Rosters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't know if I want to do like a 1 through 8 ranking, but like title contenders, who do you see?
Family.
Family's a title contender. I think my team is, but I'm biased, obviously. The L2P could be in there.
Not biased.
Good thing I'm not biased, right?
Yeah.
I could see Conquerors and Offseers also potentially winning the chip. So like that's already 5 teams, and like
Yeah,
I don't know if I can count out the Nackleys either. Man, there's a lot of teams that can do well. I will say, out of these, my least favorite are definitely Cake and Tusks. But I think, like obviously they can do well. Like anyone can do well. It's just I would expect a little bit less. My expectations are lower, say. The other teams, I really do like. So yeah. Do you share similar thoughts or a little bit different?
Yeah, sure, whatever, man. I don't know. L2P picked Obi and Specky and Itsia.
Okay, like take your hand, right? Put it up
Yeah.
over like the bottom picks.
Of like all these.
Leave a little space for Roy to do if you want, you know. But like definitely block out Itsia, Obi, and Specky, and like it's a strong roster, you know.
Dude, Tusk, if you block out Veno, honestly, don't mind it. But then there's an 18k guy. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it definitely feels like most teams have a shot here.
Yeah,
I'll be interested to see how the season goes, you know.
I think there's potential for a lot of parity just in the
Oh, that's a fire word to use, parody. Good job.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna look at the drafts now. Read a quick overview. The drafts have happened, and whew, there's some really garbage ones.
What?
Hey. About to find out. Hey, you want to start at the top?
Okay.
We started from the bottom last time. Let's start with Hisuian Offsets. Alright, SV, how do you think they did?
There's a round to Azumarill, man.
There is a little bit of a round to Azumarill. I think their SV1 started super strong with the first 4 picks, maybe 5 if you consider Mesprit good. It's kind of a toss-up in this gen, but I really like the first 4, especially.
I think the 7th and 8th pick are also solid.
Yeah, I like Tauros. Zangoose is a little bit like benched.
It's weird, but
a little bit of a benched Pokemon. But Ori also not great, but at least it has a little bit more merit in this gen compared to others.
I don't see a round 6 pick here, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of a top 5, and then you pick between Mesprit, Fori, and then Zangoose is permabenched. That's how I see it anyways. So I think you bring Tauros, Hands, Volkting, Torn.
And that's kind of fire the double fighting core.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like Terra on Hands, but like you can't really justify it over Volk and Torn, so I get it. This Chiyu team, honestly, I think is pretty good. I like it.
The worm. Worm.
You have the U-turn Meow, the Volt Switch Shocks, the Shedtail Orth, and the U-turn Urshifu to get in your Terra Chiyu, and a Terra Spothor Wincon. Like, honestly, pretty strong. Like, I wouldn't want to prep against this.
Yeah,
it looks pretty scary.
And there's
the third team, though. Oh, you want to keep going?
Oh, I was about to say, like, worst Mon Cryogonal on a team. That's honestly pretty solid. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of bringable Mons. Yeah, the third team.
What were they cooking? This one? Can't say I'm a fan.
It's a bit unorthodox. Through our DPL internal testing, nothing has come up like this. So...
yeah, we did not foresee such drafting.
Admin and everything.
Non-Terra Toxtricity is wild.
That is kind of crazy.
And you took Zarude over it? Like, bro.
Yeah. Zarude,
like, there's
cool.
At least 2 Pokemon I would have Terra over Zarude on this team. No, honestly, I might go Terra Azumarill and Terra Toxtricity on this team. Not Lando, not Zarude. I might do that. Hold up. That's kind of crazy.
I don't know. Okay. But
all right,
Orlando Eye sounds really bad.
I don't know. Swish.
Because he already is doing what he wants.
Yeah. So Swish. They seem okay. Yeah.
Another Toxtricity, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got a Toxtricity boner.
Yeah, punk and roll. Fuck you, TJ. But I like the first team a lot, actually. I think this is very solid.
Yeah, Tornado King is like pretty good. Victini is good.
Urshifu wings?
Dude, like,
oh my god.
I would hate to be a steel type against this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
And then-
Victini, Nidoking, and Urshifu. Goddamn.
Fire team. The second team, it's something you'd see out of a textbook, so. You know.
The first 4 is like tried and true, and after that it kind of fell off hard. Like,
Melodic's
Yeah, it's
fine.
like, what do we do
Yeah.
with our 20
Like,
points
it has
left,
a
guys?
turn and
yeah, me and
everything, so-
Darkrai are like, we use this core of 4 like quite a bit. Like,
Where's the gap?
I think it's good.
man?
But this team really appreciates like a Crobat or a Mega Pidgeot, and they did not get either of them. So
Yeah.
a little bit sus on that end.
I don't think there's megas in Swish.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, well, that's
So, like-
they should have
Yeah.
gotten.
this team was
Really
made
Pidgeot.
popular with Mega Pidgeot, you know? It's like,
True.
man,
Right.
different format now, but yeah.
What is Bulu trend?
Uh, I think their second team's really good in Sun and Moon. And Blastoise in Sun and Moon actually is kind of.
Yeah, this is like
Goku Cart Nidoking.
kind of copied from my Zard team that I spammed last season.
Yeah.
With Coco
Just
Cart
every-
Zard. I think that team had a Mesprit on it as well. But like very similar, but it had a Gliscor over Gligar, which is like a huge difference. They're not the same Pokemon at all.
It's a Needle
Ah!
King,
Yeah, the Nidoking is nice. I cannot lie.
Nidoking is nice,
though.
yeah.
Needle King Zard X, what switches in?
It's
man?
kind of like the. Did you need the Nidoking? I don't know. I feel like Zard also does the same job.
No, but Needle King's
Nidoking's
a
just
special attacker.
scary Pokemon anyways.
Yeah, it's just
Nidoking's one of those
about
Pokemon where it's
Nidoking,
like, if you click
know?
the right button, something dies.
It's
like,
not.
you
It's
know what
never
I mean?
gonna be a bad Pokemon. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand the
Nido-
pickup.
And Zard X with Healing Wish support. That's crazy.
Strong, yeah.
And then their
Car-
first team?
Cortana.
Their first
Uh,
team.
I like their first 3 picks.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, Mon, like it's a good Mon. I don't know how much it fits with the team. Ooh, Piloswine's fucking goated. Can't even hate on that.
Yeah. Comfy. To quote Money Guy, you know.
Hey, look, hey, you can't.
Sorry,
say
this is a
slurs in here.
family-friendly.
Guys,
I cannot
Ryan,
quote
right?
Money Guy, but Comfy is very much
One
weak
of
as
the
balls.
Pokemon. Alright.
someone in our server was like talking about how 6 point for alligator is like a super steal too.
Yeah.
I actually think well, like obviously, yeah, like for Alligator for 6 points. It's just you never really want it on like an 8-1 team.
Yeah, you never really see it that often.
So
not
yeah,
sure.
at least we get to see it for Alligator. That's pretty.
And
fire.
Quilladin was like one of the most benched Pokemon last season.
I mean,
Crazy statistic.
I mean, that's
it
your
also
Zygarde
fills
deck, right,
the
Smile?
roles, I guess.
Right,
I don't
right.
know. Like he can set spikes. He can roar.
Yep.
In what's he do then? After that, Leech Seed? I don't know.
At least I don't know.
Super
dude, he's a-
Fang.
he's a
Big.
phaser. Yeah, Super Fang, Chip and Phase. Yeah. Oras. Okay, the first team's kind of weird. I can't lie. Like seeing Keldeo first on a.
Okay, we actually did some internal testing in my team server about this draft, and our theory was if you switch the order of every single pair, because they were on a wheel.
Oh yeah.
If you switch the order, so if you go Weavile, Keldeo, Klefki, Snorlax, Crobat, Mesprit, the team looks way better. I'm not even joking.
Yeah. And like, not only does the team look better, aesthetically, it looks better, like just picture-wise, you know, which is something we rate very highly as
That would be
DPL.
aesthetically, yeah.
If you're a wheel, yeah, okay.
You just said, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as a wheel pick, you know, could have done better, but yeah, you know, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I feel like
whatever.
there's no Pokemon on there that you're like, oh no, they have like a Megazord Y. Oh no, they have a Megalopony, or like
It's
something like
the
that.
team is better, and they have a fucking shift tree.
There is a shift tree on that team, cannot lie.
I like their second team though. There is a Latios though. I don't know, man. It's a
I
Latios.
think the second team is like okay. Like, you're going to be running Defog a lot, but like at
Yeah.
the same time you have some strong Pokemon.
Yeah, this is definitely an AM22 team.
Yeah, straight out the books.
Yeah, textbook. Holy moly. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But overall, got a few teams that we like, a few teams that we would like them to stop cooking.
Wait, what was their other wheel pick? It was Sun and Moon, right?
I believe so.
As aesthetically, this makes sense. Can't lie.
The orders are all.
Yeah, the orders are good. So yeah.
Yeah, you can't be rocking up with a round 2 Nidoking. That just looks wrong.
Yeah, round 2 cart though. That's kind of fire.
Kind of fire, yeah.
All right, Royal Conquerors time.
All right, so when Vest and Toxic, they made a analysis video kind of like this one, and then they were like calling every team garbage, and then they got to their teams and they started hyping up the most mid drafts I've ever seen in my life. Look at these. Okay. Garchomp, Sneasler, Thundee, Slowking, Rim Tinkaton?
Hisuian Brave.
Like, I don't know, bro.
I don't know. Okay, something. I think Terra Thundee is very slept on.
Yeah, that's really a strong Pokemon in the format.
Yeah. Paired with Garchomp, there's kind of a speed cluster right there, but they're both really strong mons.
Yeah.
Slowking also
always gonna get value, right?
Yeah, Slowking always gets value. Sneasler, Sneasler's, it's an okay mon, I'd say.
Yeah, the only person I've seen use it well is Rob Jr., so...
Rob Jr.'s the GOAT, though, so...
Yeah. I don't know if that's a fair comparison.
And then I felt like they wanted to go after a lot of, like, roll compression and type compression with their,
Yeah, it looks like they were like, oh, Thundurus is broken with screen support, let's get Grimmsnarl. And then they were like, Grimmsnarl isn't really a real fairy, let's get Tinkaton. Because, we need some rocks in here. Garchomp only rocker is not great. Then after that they were like, I guess a ground resist Braviary? Like, I don't know what they were cooking.
It's that move that like lowers your Spadefany switch in though, right? It's not OP.
Yeah, it's like Esther Wing or something.
Yeah.
I think it boosts your speed when you use it.
Yeah, it's like Aqua Step.
Boost your speed. Yeah.
Which can be like kind of scary, I guess, but like
Beartic, which is like chronically benched, I think is the term.
No.
Dude, Slowking into Beartic, that's pretty fire. Though.
It's broken, some say.
Okay,
Anyways,
let's go across it. Okay, so something people need to understand, like from I don't know, just an observation. I think Bundle's just overhyped, dude. Like, it's a good mon, obviously. It's 17 points.
Bundle is a fraud. Never forget.
I've seen Bundle do with like super effective moves, 30 to 40 damage, like consistently.
I think the reason you pick Bundle, like the speed's very nice. It's a very good Revenger in that sense. But I think just in draft format, the fact that it only does like one thing or like one or two things, it's just kind of, I guess, predictable in that sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like 90% of the time you face a Bundle, like 75% of its moveset. Just off rip.
Exactly, yeah. I think the rest of the team is actually pretty threatening. Iron Hands is just a very slept on mon.
Yeah, I really like me some
Hands
Hands.
is super cool.
I also really like Scizor, but I feel like Scizor needs the Terra.
I agree with that, actually.
Yeah,
okay, that's another thing. I don't think Bundle benefits from Terra being allowed.
It's a little bit better, but like I would have preferred to have it on Hands or Scizor.
Move. But it already has perfect coverage, so...
The coverage isn't its problem,
Yeah, well, I mean, you tear into water or ice, you hit moves, like, the moves hit harder and everything. But compared to, like, other mons that actually, like, benefit from it, as well as, like, mons that benefit defensively,
I think that Hands or Scissor would have liked the Terra a lot more this team.
I agree.
I think Hands with Terra is super threatening.
I actually think this is a pretty scary team, though. So.
Yeah, overall, I think it's good. And then the third team...
Urshifu?
This is the team with 3 fairy types. Crazy. These guys have like a Diancie addiction. If you look at their whole like rosters, like look at this.
Dude, Diancie gets spikes this gen. I don't think you understand how broken that is.
No, I mean across all gens. They have like 20 Diancies.
Diancie's broken every gen. I don't think you understand.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's the legendary Pokemon, isn't it?
Mythical, right?
Mythical,
it's a
yeah,
mythical.
exactly.
I'm sorry. Yeah. It's a fucking legendary.
So obviously, like the top 3 are all like strong Pokemon. Like they're all threats individually.
And then 3 out of the 4 of DNC, Donphan, Dozo, Talonflame. Like that's a.
Yeah,
It's an
Morgrem
okay-
is not a real Pokemon. You can
Morgrem's
you can
never
like you
Cross
can
that
do
one off,
this.
Like,
You know.
Hey, that's toxic, dude. That's my boy Morgrem.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, Dolphin.
Dude, that's
and
what Money
Dozo-
Guy looks like IRL. Okay, you can't do that to him.
What?
Wait, huh?
Huh? What? Anyways,
Anyways,
They're kind of like patching up those holes, kind of, you know.
yeah, patching up the holes and everything. There's a lot of roll compression with the 4th through 7 picks, so yeah.
It's a really slow team.
it is really slow. Yeah.
Because Urshifu
Overall.
and Amorous, kind of like the fastest threats you have, right? Because Talonflame, you're never really creeping a Talonflame. That guy, if he's coming, he's usually going to be some sort of like defensive set. I feel like. So.
I also don't really like. So you have like Goldango and Urshifu, which I'd say are pretty hard hitters, but your ways to get them in right now are like an Amorous, U-turn.
It doesn't get U-turn.
It doesn't get U-turn.
Oh,
It's
Talonflame
the only
U-turn.
genie without U-turn. Yeah.
It's Talonflame U-turn. Does Morgrem get Parting Shot? I guess I don't
It
fucking
does
Doesn't
get parting
count.
shot.
Not
It's,
count, it's
yeah,
not
it's
coming.
not real.
Okay, but yeah, those are the
Urshifu
ways
has
to get in the
U-turn
threats,
though, I
so,
guess.
I will say
That's-
they have one of the better Scarfers in the format, which is Goldango.
Yeah.
So they do have that going for them.
I mean, their top
speed-wise.
3 are all very good Scarfers, right? So.
Yeah.
Alright, but yeah.
And then Swish, you know, this first team, I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either, yeah.
I mean, he's got some strong Pokemon. Weavile in the format is strong with Axel and Knock. Lando T obviously pretty strong. Zapdos kind of blanket checks a lot of things.
Yeah.
Overall, pretty good team.
Aegislash, good one, you know?
Getting AG later is really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they got Munchlax and caused like a brain aneurysm for like cake takers. Because they wanted
Oh,
Munchlax.
They wanted
Oh.
Munchlax, yeah. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
it's with
Dude.
Spectre being a thing, you kind of need those guys.
Sometimes, when you have 2 or 3 points left, it's better to look what the enemy team wants than what you want, you know?
yeah, you know, that's the big brain play. Their second team, I actually think it's kind of cool. Oh, another Munchlax, holy shit.
Yeah, I think their second team is really scary, actually.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
Yeah.
this team's just fucking threatening, you know?
Forming Necro, Melmetal, like
Yeah.
those 3, like...
Sheesh. I think you have like Zerud's just a good mon. Pert and Drag. Yeah, no, I love their Swish too.
That's pretty good.
Let's
Now,
see.
speaking of mid though,
Yeah,
look
I
at these
really
other
like these
teams. What the hell?
B, Mega DNC. I think they did an okay job of drafting around it, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon that just kind of sit there and do nothing on this team.
Like the first 3 are fire, obviously.
Yeah, first they're really good, and then after that...
After that, it's like you got
I guess it's just
Uxie.
like support, I guess, but yeah.
You got Uxie for Rock's U-turn, and then Crobat for
Go
speed.
back to, like, Defog, U-turn,
Yeah,
speed,
you kind of needed the Crobat at that. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just a lot of roll compression mons because I feel like
They
with
do
this
they do
top
grab a lot
three,
of
you
they grab a
kinda-
lot of ways to like get into the Kyurem and the Dynasty, which is
Yeah,
nice.
that's probably good.
Yeah, that is very good. Yes. Second team. This is some II bullshit. What is this?
Yeah, I don't think this one's very good. Like, the Pokemon themselves individually are good, but I think together they are not good. Is that a hot take?
I don't really like it myself either. It's
Like-
like you're saying, yeah. Looking at the Pokemon, it's hard to like see why I don't like it, but it's just
I think it's pretty simple to see why. Look at the Draco Meteor resist. Look at the Moonblast resist. It's the same Pokemon. It's Empoleon. Not ideal, I think. Uxie is like your other resist. But like,
yeah. Uxie's resist is taking like 35.
fairies are way
so-
too good into this. They're just
Yeah,
way
it's
too
true,
good.
like,
Dragons
if
as
you
well.
face,
So
like,
good
look at
into
this draft,
this.
and then look at like a Mega Dancey, like opposing Mega
Yeah,
Dancey, you know.
or look at like a Latios. they get kills every time they're in, you know?
Yeah,
It's
exactly. It clicks Draco, it does 45 to your Empoleon, you know? Or like
and then they click like Z Earthquake or something. Because that also covers the Drapion, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, man. Offensively, they do have starts, though.
Yeah.
Like, can't lie. The Oras teams, let's move on.
That's really bad, because like all of the Z Dragon like setup users like feel really good. Like Latios drops a Z Dragon, it's doing like 90 to your Empoleon. Like
yeah, 90's a lot, but
like look at Garchomp.
Garchomp wins.
SD. Garchomp clicks SD and it just wins the game. Like on the spot. Like your resistance is Uxie and it eats a Z Dragon, you know? Like
yeah. You could also be like even banded Garchomp and just spam dragon moves.
Even like Coco, just clicking like Gleam feels really good here, you know? Like,
yeah, true.
Like Specs Gleam even.
Yeah, this team's way too weak to so many mons. Anyways, the Oras. Let's see. Chomps' Diancie. Blastoise. They have a Blastoise Monopoly in Oras. It's alright.
Yeah, they really do, yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
One thing I noticed, if you look at all of their like old gens, they either have a Mega Diancie or they have no fairy. Like, I'm pretty sure this is like exactly the same as Vest building on old heads, and we know how that worked out. Yeah. It's just not something I can get behind, you know?
Yeah, it's like the only gen you can really say we don't really need a fairy is kind of SV, because like all of your Terras are fairies, so like
yeah, and like the fairies in that format are not great anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Overall, but Chomp is good. Mega Diancie's
I don't mind this first team. I think they did this a lot. Like Diancie Scissor, they also got that in Southern Moon, right?
Yeah, with a strong dragon, yeah. Like overall, not a bad build.
They draft 3 really good Pokemon and then like decent support for it, which I don't mind.
Yeah, they have Oras Talonflame, which is like a Vest special from back in the day.
Oras Talonflame, yeah, I think it used to be like super hyped up, but now it's like a little bit slept on. Like
Maybe,
it's not like
yeah.
It's not like a win every game Pokemon like it used to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like people would definitely underrate it now than they did in the past. So
that's probably true. Then Oras 2.
Lophydra.
It's strong Pokemon, you know. Lophydra on Neoking.
I like Raikou. I like Oras Raikou a lot.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's probably the best gen from what's available for it.
Hello. Okay, what were you talking about?
Conquerors Oras 2.
I think the main thing in Oras, there's not a lot of good ground types either, right? So.
Is that true?
Kinda?
I don't know if that's true. Let me see some Oras.
Me when I spread
it's like
information.
It's like Garchomp, Lando, Niddos. And it's like Garchomp and Lando both take HVIs, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm my boy Don fan. What the fuck, bro?
Diggersby? Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Don fan, I think, is good in Oras. But yeah, there's not too many good ones.
Things that take HVIs, like Bolt Beam with HVIs, usually like your answer to this is either a good decent grass type, which grass types kind of suck, or like a ground type that can take like 2 HVIs, right? Which is pretty hard in Oras.
Grass types that which kinda suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, when's the last time we've seen like a Tangrowth picked?
A few seasons ago, I think.
Tangrowth used to be heat.
Yeah, this team also has the lose to Garchomp disease. Like, really bad.
Maybe it's not the teams, and Garchomp is just broken.
Yeah, Garchomp.
Maybe, yeah. At least they have one of the Garchomps. No.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't lose to Garchomp if you have Garchomp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other Oras team that has a Garchomp, it's the Veno team, so I think they're fine.
Dylan.
Okay.
My bad. Anyways, move on to the family.
The family.
Let's see.
What the fuck? Honestly, I don't know how I feel about the first team I see.
Yeah, it's like Chi-Yu plus U-turns and like
Yeah.
Shedtail and stuff.
It's like they just picked the best Pokemon available at the time.
I mean, obviously. Yeah.
Dude, Driftblim's a heater though.
Yeah, I like Driftblim. Muck as well is really good value.
Yeah.
1 point Muck is actually pretty decent, yeah.
Yeah, it gets T-spikes and everything now, so yeah. It means you don't have to bring dog.
That's actually really good. T-spikes is not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with a fucking.
And I like T-spikes on this team too, because Spath is clicking protect. Cycles are cycling like substitutes and stuff.
Cycles are cycling. Oh my god.
You like that?
I did. That was great.
Don't let this guy cook ever again.
Anyways, teams.
I like the Cyclists on this team a lot too, because if any of these Pokemon top 4 above it get behind a sub,
is
and
danger,
it doesn't break,
yeah.
and especially with the Klefki, you have screens up. It's sometimes hard to break that sub. So
yeah, I do like generally T-Wave spam into Chi-Yu as an archetype. Like Klefki can do that.
Yeah, because the thing about Chi-Yu, it's just his speed, right? The Pokemon that outspeed him are the ones that threaten him out.
Yeah,
so if they're slow,
most of the checks to Chi-Yu are offensive.
I mean, yeah, because you can't really defensively switch into this mon.
A little bit of a challenge.
I think
they all take 60 from overheat.
With this team is Lando T and Quaquaval both really appreciate Terra.
Yeah, they drafted 4 Terramons, which is crazy.
Yeah. Which, just unfortunate, so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they need Terra, but they do appreciate it.
Yeah, they really do. But you can't say no to a Spathra, and then Chi's just the breaker guy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but also, like...
rough.
Yeah, it's like Chi kind of needs it too, because he needs Fairy Grass, and then he also, like...
Yeah. This second team, I don't know what they were cooking.
Lando I, Goldingo, Sneasler. Got the big Dirge.
Yeah, it's like their top 2 are pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a big fan of Lando I, but like I can see why. Their top 2 are pretty good.
I think Sneasler's a good pick.
Yeah, I like the Dirge as well.
Dirge. Then with the Glimmy and then the Rillaboom.
Like, I guess you could say Glamora plus Goldango is good because you get the hazards up and you keep them off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Dirge too. Actually, when the SV first started, I didn't like Dirge a lot, but then after playing against a bunch of Dirges, that one is so hard to prep for, especially with
it's
Terra.
fucking broken, yeah. Especially with Terra, it's like
because like
so
anything offensive you have to guess like, oh, what Terra is it going to be? Because it can be Fairy or Water or Steel or any of these, right?
Yeah. Rillaboom is kind of past its prime, bro. Electrode H, I think, is a good pickup. Girafarig, who is that guy?
Dude.
It's funny because Electrode H kind of does what Rillaboom does.
Yeah, like... but better.
But not 9 points.
Man.
Yeah. It's like slightly less strong initially with like Woodhammer.
With Glamora and Skeletor.
Oh my god. Hanking the EQs on the Glim. God damn. Anyways.
Dude, Annihilate Thundy T fucking
right, Annihilate is broken.
Yeah.
Ren's good.
Ren's good, yeah. Scissor, I like Scissor. Scissor again would have been a lot better with the Terra.
For me, it's the last 4 mons that I have question marks about.
I've seen, so Hat in the Smogon draft was actually like pretty prominent, and it does decent well in this.
I feel like
in the specific tier, because you can EV Hat to live like anything, like 2 of any hits. You know what I mean?
I don't know about 2 of every hit.
Yeah, it can take 1 of every.
Like most of the time. I mean, obviously on these super offensive threats, 1 of, but a lot of the time it can take like 2 earthquakes. It's like 3 earthquakes from like a Lando or something.
Dude, Heike, dude, Hisuian Arcanine, I think it's like, man, it's so underwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, I find it's like really hit or miss with matchups. Like when it's on, it's great, and then when it's not, it's like super ass.
Hit or miss,
so, like,
just like head smash, you know?
Yeah.
Rocket head smash is pretty cool though. So
yeah, with Flare Blitz
it also it feels bad for Arcanine too, because you feel like you always have to run boots for it, and without a boosting item, it like just barely misses on the kills a lot of the time, you know?
Yeah, the choice band's really strong if you can fit it.
Yeah, but
they do have magic bounce plus defoxes, I guess.
And
then spin
spinner. Yeah, they have a lot of room.
Yeah, if you can't get them off.
It's like there's definitely room for improvement on that team, but like the basis.
I really like Ape Gren and then Thundy as like a 3. And then Scissor is good too, yeah. But
The Swish.
They have a Walrein. I love these guys. That guy's fire.
Alright. Well. Ground resist? Question mark?
Dude,
I find
they
this
have a
first team
Buzzwole.
super
What do you
underwhelming, yeah.
mean?
Buzzwole's the only ground resist besides like Silvally flying, you know?
Exactly.
You
The
have
thing
a
about
Glow
Buzzwole
King?
is like every single thing that like clicks Earthquake has like a release or something, like some weird just flying stab that'll do like
Yeah.
45 or 50, you know, like
Or like they just run acrobatics or
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Wait, this is definitely like a Skyhorse kind of team, isn't it? I see it. Yeah, just set up bullshit.
something.
I don't
Yeah.
mind it though, yeah, because Glow King's really good. You pass into Cardana, into
Yeah.
Raikou, into
Dude,
whatever.
there's, like- dude,
I
they
see
have a-
like 2 mons that I really rate highly, and 6 mons that I pretty mid in the format.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Walrein's fucking broken as
Alright.
well as the Walrein.
Was Kirk the best round?
For round 3,
I guess it's not that bad.
Probably, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. Kirk's pretty good.
there's the other team, Lando, Rotom.
I like their other team.
I actually like.
I think this one's
I
good.
don't
Like
think
the top
7.
4 are super good.
Top
Yeah.
4.
I think
and then
Lele's a little
Lele-
slept on.
I think even their bottom, like, okay, 2 points fucking Feeble. Who cares? It gets some bird in, I guess. So maybe fire. I don't know. And then,
Unlikely
yeah,
to be fire, I'll say.
yeah, unlikely. I think Raj, Plume, very good in terms
That
of
is definitely good
compression.
low tier Pokemon.
And
yeah.
then Lele, like you have ways to get your Lele in between Lando, Rotom, and
Yeah, you see
Chao.
like some teams with like a 5 mon draft, and then like
Yeah,
3 mons you really should be benching
yeah.
most weeks. This team doesn't have that problem. There's like 7 really good bringable mons.
Yeah.
And it's like depending on the matchup, Valve can come too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but Vileplume's a good one, so yeah.
What do you think of the
Yeah.
Sun and Moon?
Ooh, this is a lot to so 2 Roselias across the thing.
One of them in round 5.
Let's see. Is there only Momentum Persian?
Yeah, and Volt Switch Zera. I don't think
Okay,
that's
dude,
too important on this team.
Pinsir is super fire.
Yeah, Mega Pinsir.
Yeah, that guy's strong.
Like when I see Pinsir, it's like, damn, you would to keep rocks off.
I don't
And
know, I think
also,
this is
things,
an
things
okay
die when
team,
Pinsir comes. You know what I
maybe.
mean? Like
Yeah, can't really wall
But-
it very well.
flying
Yeah.
is such a hard type to come in, and then he has Earthquake and Close Combat, right? So
Yeah. Z Zera is like really strong. The Necro is also pretty good. But like they definitely have some offensive threats here, and then like Lefty Donphan are like pretty compact in their roles.
They have really good removal for Mega Pinsir, because I feel like that's a big
Yeah.
thing. Because like it can actually take hits. Its thing is, rocks.
Yeah, the Stealth Rock move.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, I
they
think
have
the
good ways
team's
to keep
good.
rocks off though. Like defogging is pretty easy a lot of the time, and then
Yeah.
Donphan spinning.
This
Donphan has
other
a harder
team,
time spinning, but
the other team I think is a little bit less. I think it's still pretty decent.
Sun and Moon Age Slash though.
Yeah, this is
Super
one of the unbans
cool.
this season. Pretty good.
I don't know. I
ZKB's good.
Archeops, lol.
This
think
team is like a
and then
5 mon
Lopunny.
team, you know? One of those.
Yeah, solidly 5 mon.
You're probably bringing
it's
Roselia
kinda
most
like-
weeks.
You kind of want like AG and KB to get everything weak so that Lopunny can just clean up later, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is not a bad way to look at things.
yeah,
But
it's
he gets
something that
spikes
can
and
work
spikes
for
that
sure.
prefers Zelia.
Let's. Okay, so this team, dude, your only momentum's fucking Rotom as well. Into like Kyurem Black, Aegis Slash stuff.
Actually, if Lopunny uses Copycat on the Rotom Wash's Volt Switch when it comes in, then you can use Volt Switch Mega Lopunny.
And you can permanently
Okay.
Volt Switch.
Yeah,
Archeops also gets U-turn, think about it.
the Vortex, bro.
Okay, Archeops is not real. I apologize.
But real talk, Spikes plus Lopunny plus
Yeah.
break your Curum. You know, it's not bad.
Yeah, and then
and then Age Slash is gonna give value no matter what.
good mon, you know, yeah. Oras, let's see, another Mega Lopunny.
Yeah.
Wait, why did they... Stormy?
I mean, Starmie's just like a decent Pokemon.
Starmie's not. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, it fills up that speed tier, and then
I guess
it has
fills the
Scald, it has
speed tier
Recover.
and everything. I just don't see too much value. Well, it's a round 6 pick, I guess. There's probably nothing else better.
Actually, I don't mind Starmie. Scald is still hard to switch into, especially in Oras too.
It
Because you
is, yeah.
12% every turn.
I don't mind
Big
this
deal.
team for sure.
Oh, it is
And then you obviously have offensive Starmie too, which is also super hard to switch into.
Yeah,
so-
and
Yeah.
Hydreigon's hard to switch into as well. Like, you got 2 special threats there. You have Life Orb Clefable is another special threat. You know, like, plenty of threats
I
on
think
this team.
Life Orb Clefable might be my favorite set, unironically.
Yeah, it's pretty
Come on.
strong. But, like, CM is also amazing. A lot of
Sometimes you
matchups.
run, sometimes you run CM on your Life Orb Clefable.
Oh,
even
yeah,
if-
of course. But, like,
Yeah, and it
You know what I
doesn't
mean.
have
The
any
usual
special
CM
attack
set is like
investment.
scary, yeah.
It's fucking crazy. And then Mega Guard. I don't hate the team.
yeah, it's alright, you know?
Who is this team's physical threat? They have like 3 super. Like,
Keldeo Secret Sword.
yeah, I guess.
Right
I'm looking at like
here,
look
bro.
at like Chansey. Like I
Yeah,
guess
don't you run, like,
right?
AV versus, like, this team a lot?
Yeah, like a lot
Yeah.
of AVs. And
Okay,
then,
okay, yeah, but it's like Guard can still Psyshock, I guess, and then kill the.
Yeah, I guess Keldeo can Secret Sword.
So
and then
there's ways
Rhyperior does hurt, I guess, if it
around.
comes.
Rhyperior's.
Yeah, but it's slow and, like, the typing doing it any favors.
But yeah, you have like a lot of knock and everything as well. Potential use from with like Mesprit.
I don't hate the team. It's
Yeah.
just
I'll be back in 1 second.
a little bit quirky.
Yeah, quirky.
Overall, I think the teams are pretty decent.
I like the families teams. Yeah,
Cake
Cake.
SV, they have 2 King Gambits paired with 2 Samurots.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel.
They seem to
about
be a big fan of the Double Dark. Every team has
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Urshifu, Rotom Wash, Dirge, Gren. Like, pretty good, you know? I like it
pretty
overall.
good team. Yeah,
I think you're definitely bringing the top 6, like, every
Yeah.
week.
yeah,
But I think you're okay with that, because they're all, like,
yeah.
good Pokemon.
Terra Dirge is very strong. You have ways to get in like your Urshifu and Gren, so solid there.
Yeah.
Okay, SV2, Garchomp Annihilate. Yeah, okay, that's a
Power.
Good, yeah, and then Gambit, Hisuian Samurai, Screamtail. I think Screamtail's kind of slept on still, to be honest. Like, yeah, it doesn't hit hard at all, but it has so much utility, and that's just fucking annoying.
Yeah, I agree.
Talonflame, Rotom, Revavroom, Revavroom,
Vroom.
Room. Okay. I don't-
Really loaded up on the physical threats here.
Yeah, you really did. Yeah, the special attackers Rotom, Mo, and that's kind of it.
Yeah. Like, it's okay, you know.
Oh,
Annihilate's broken.
Annihilate broken. Yeah.
You definitely got the hazards covered.
Mm-hmm.
Talonflame for the speed.
King Gambit's just a good Terramon.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
super good. Annihilate's also amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty good. I like Samurott too. I mean, you have Double Dark though. It's not bad, but
Yeah, all their teams have Double Dark.
oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind Double Dark. I like the other team also has Gambit Samurott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're holding this Samurott in very high value, which I mean, clicking
Yeah.
spikes and doing a 90 base power move,
Pretty good, yeah.
Pretty fire, you know? So.
Yeah.
And then what do you think of the River Room 05? I know that you used River Room in the past.
I've used it in 2 games in PGBA, and it did
one
well
you
both
like,
times, you know?
It helped you beat Glop, you know? So,
Big if true.
big if true.
Alright.
But I think their third team's actually, I say this is a good team. Dude,
I like.
you have the
I
great
think I like
Tusk.
this team. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think overall,
Tusk-
their SV teams I kind of like.
double fighting. Yeah, I would
Yeah, I
say
like
the
their
same.
top four a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Tusk,
main
I think
thing is your
Terra Volk is definitely like top 3 Terramons.
yeah, for sure. It's just you're bringing like a kilowatt roll to like
Or
a significant
Rillaboom,
number
or
of games, and
Yeah.
like
You know,
that's the only thing I about it really.
I mean, Rillaboom, even with this team, I feel like it's okay.
It's decent, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it
'cause,
more than on the other Rillaboom team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tusk and Headlong Lash and everything.
Their
Fine.
ground resist is either terroring or bring the Carolawatro, right? So
No, I mean Rillaboom, I guess.
The low-key Tusk is a pretty good ground resist for
Yeah,
EQ and stuff.
Dude, fucking
yeah, I guess. And then
fucking
Rillaboom does
people in
help. Yeah.
DPL general being like, yeah, I think Tusk should be lowered to like 16 points, and then every draft picks it first overall. Shut up, bitches! Holy moly!
Tell
Don't know
them.
it.
Just look at Lando with like EQ and then Terra Blast flying. You know what I mean? Kind of
Yeah, it kind of smokes.
kind of
Yeah.
smokes super hard, right?
Yeah, especially when you want to be terrifying anyways for the Tusk.
Right, exactly. And then like your Rillaboom is also getting hit by it. Like your resist is Kilowattra,
Yeah.
which is taking 50.
Yeah, actually.
Which I mean, I don't think there's actually a lot of Terra Landos though. I think most people went for Terra like other things.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so.
Well, it's just the family team that.
But I guess
think
even
Terra
the Lando
Lando.
Eye as well. Like Lando Eye clicking
Ooh, Lando Eye looks like a
terrifying with Earth
big
Power.
threat to this team.
Because all of
I
a
don't
sudden your
know.
Rillaboom is not a ground resist anymore when he's clicking
Yeah.
Earth Power, right? So
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I'll be interested to see if they just bench it every time they come across a Lando Eye.
Yeah. Switch teams.
I do
Ooh,
like it
what
in general though. It does have a
what the
couple weaknesses, but
first
Yeah.
one. Dragonite Feeny, spicy. Dude, they have Nihil. Oh my gosh! Wait,
Rosna.
no, this seems fire. They have Nihiligo.
yeah, I think I like this team.
Yeah, it seems alright.
Yeah, it's okay.
It has like 4 threats and then a Feeny, you know?
What's the fourth threat?
Dude, Nihiligo's kind of threatening, right?
I don't know. The only time I ever drafted Nihilego in DPL, like a long time ago, and it was benched literally every week.
Dude, the threat is the threat of T-Spikes.
I'm pretty sure it came like one time the whole season. But anyways,
Their second team. Oh, this
Up
is a
push
good
on.
6-mon team.
oh yeah, you know which ones are coming.
Yeah, you know.
Maybe
Oh,
Hitmonlee over Blastoise. Make an argument. Some
But like
matchups.
not often. Like,
Yeah, Torcat, just like cover that off on your screen when you're prepping. It's not real.
Yeah.
Overall, the team's good
dude,
though.
Torcat's like your scissor check.
Yeah.
You know?
I like their drafts so
That's not
far.
even in this gen.
Yeah, the offensive Coco Cart, Nidoking, Hydreigon, a lot of heavy hitters.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and then they have flip turn and U-turn on like everything.
Yeah, you flip
so...
turn and U-turn to get them in. So.
Yeah, huge. And then
Yeah, I think Coco Cart Nidoking as a top 3 is like super good.
looked like they went for a similar thing in Sun Moon 1 and
Cart,
failed.
What?
I don't
Torque
like
is
this
definitely
team.
not a Nidoking. Yeah.
Okay, Coco Cart. Well, yeah, sure. Like, you can't fail with that. Crook, I actually don't hate Crook. I think Crook's a very good mon. The Mega Medicham, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Mesprit, yeah.
Like it's not Uxie, but like
It's not an Uxie, but I guess you have Healing Wish into the other things. And then the last 3. Rotom.
I mean, I don't mind Quillfish. Quillfish is like, oh, I have T-Spikes, I have Spikes, I have Intimidate.
I
But then
that
Rotom Heat in Sun and Moon is like,
it's kind of weird, yeah.
it feels super bad. Because like, Rotom is one of those Pokemon where like, you're taking 40 from every hit, but then if rocks are up, now you're just 2 KO'd every single time, you know?
Yeah. Oh wait,
Yeah.
this is the hiker team. Like this is hiker's team. Okay, yeah, I see his influence of the Rotom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen better Medi team, like Coco Medi teams, but it's not terrible.
I think we were
guess.
talking about this earlier as well. Like, Kartana plus Medicham, why get both, you know?
Yeah,
It's a little bit of an overlap there. Cannot lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's like, okay, Coco, or like Coco, pair it with either Medicham or Cart, just to break shit.
Pretty sure they were trying to get Zard X, but it got taken.
But imagine if you got this Metasham and instead of Kartana you had like a Latios or like something like a High Dragon or something else that hits really hard on the special side.
I could see that, yeah. Well, I guess like Scarf cards like cleaner. I don't know. Yeah, like you said, not really too many. I guess Coco's obviously a special threat you have to prep for every time. So
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, Sun and Moon Coco actually hits hard. So
yeah.
unlike Sword
Cinnamon
and Shield.
too. I actually like their team. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, this is a classic Hiker Toad.
Classic Hiker Toad, Celesteela, Latios, Mega Aerodactyl. I mean, that's just
Yeah,
solid.
recently I've always liked like Mega Arrow in Sun and Moon. I think that mono is super hard to like switch into.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think Mega
And it
Arrow is
revenges
just
almost everything.
really good against offensive teams.
It also gets pursued in Sun and Moon too. So
in Sun and Moon specifically, just being such an offensive gen, it outspeeds everything. So that's really good. And then just
I guess it's being faster than everything.
yeah,
like,
being
helps a
faster
lot.
than everything and being able to hit decently hard is always very good.
Yeah. These guys did not want to be ground weak, let me tell you. First floor, all off the ground.
For real.
Yeah. Only one ground week. That's crazy. And you know the crazy part? Zygarde still clicks 1,000 arrows. That's wild.
Yeah.
And then, oh, okay, hold on. So,
The
yeah.
ORAS one, I think, is better than it looks.
I think so too. Yeah, Lando T, Garen, Zapdos, solid start. Latios, a roll compression, whatever. It's fucking Latios. Okay. Registeel, passive Mon, but I think with the team around it, it fits. And you go Mega Hera PZ. That's kind of spicy.
That's some power right there. I like how there's 3 T-Weavers to go with the Mega Heracross.
Yeah.
I think I like Heracross a lot with this team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I think
between
Heracross
T-Wave and
fits.
then
Yeah, it just works here, I think.
Volturn in the top 3.
And then, yeah, I think a surprise though, a Porygon Z. I don't remember the last time I've seen a PZ.
I think PZ is a really scary Pokemon.
Yeah,
PZ is
very
one of those
scary.
Pokemon like usually you see it in prep and you kind of just pass over it, but you can't really
Yeah.
pass over it.
But it's
you
like
pass
one of those mons you can't switch into, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
kind of like a breaker, like sleeper, you know?
It's a special breaker on the scene. With like, with how their top is, like, Gren's a really good cleaner, it feels like. Lando, obviously a very scary mon, but it can do a lot of other things. So I think with Mega Hera PZ, they just wanted offense. Or not offense specifically, but like breaking power, and they kind of did get both.
Yeah, because Gren and Lottie are good mons, but they're not gonna like break through or just by themselves. Like
Yeah.
Gren,
No, yeah.
Gren sometimes will, but Latios will not. But PZ is that guy.
Yeah, PZ.
He's up for the challenge.
Yeah, imagine you switch into your Steel type, and then in the PZ clicks fucking Hyper Beam, and now your Steel type's dead. Like,
I don't know.
yes,
Okay,
they
I don't know
traded.
about that.
It's a little quirky, but I don't know. But
Oh,
yeah,
you try attack and your fucking steel type's burnt by a Porygon Z.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's like the Dire Claw before Dire Claw, you know?
Yeah. And then
This
second-
ORAS 2, very quirky.
kind of out there, yeah.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah,
we-
I like Scissor Latios, but then like
After that, I don't like it anymore.
Oh, wait, hold on. This was
I
the
don't mind
wheel
like
thing,
Mian
right?
Chao, but
Yeah, this was the wheel.
Yeah, so they go with Klefki, which like I think Klefki and ORAS is very strong, but they have a Mega Scizor, man. They already had him, and then Uxie. I mean, Latios plus Uxie, like, I actually think it's a really good partner for Latios because it can take a lot of like the fighting hits and everything. Gives a lot of, I guess, options with like rocks, T-Wave,
I mean, yeah, they're
U-turn, and
completely different
everything.
Pokemon, right? But
Yeah, they're definitely different. Which, like, yeah, like Uxie can't. Is Uxie really just pursuit trapped? No, not really. So yeah, me and Chao good. Stunfisk, yeah. Volcanion, I don't remember the last time I've seen one in ORAS. I think the last time I saw it in ORAS was actually in ORAS.
Yeah, when
so,
that was the main
I-
gen.
I think that Volcanion has like matchups where it's kind of okay. But
Yeah.
then most of the time it just kind of like Comes in, takes 40% from a hit, 25 from rocks, and then kind of just like gets a hit off and then dies.
I like working Scizor, like, you know, water types kind of. I guess like Scizor U-turns, but like.
Yeah, I think I would have liked just like an actual like bulky water instead. No.
Yeah, or something to take on waters reliably, like, because I feel like it's just kind of. It's like Uxie, Latios, Klefki, I guess.
Yeah, actually, what on this team takes a Scald besides like Volcanion, right?
Yeah, except Volcanion, which is just a fucking stalemate at that point.
Yeah, because what are you clicking back? Itchy grass?
Yeah.
Sludge bombing
Yeah,
it?
then they trade the Toxics, you know, it's just roughly my favorite.
Handshake
And then
emoji.
Swallow, speed. It's nice. I don't mind the Swallow. It's a.
It's
doesn't
alright
have-
for 5 points.
Yeah, you know, it's not a special attacker
This
at all this
is-
gen, so you know.
This is before, yeah, the special attack with Boom Burst,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It has base 50, if I remember correctly.
Fire.
It's
Yeah.
super hard.
It's a guts physical attacker.
Yeah.
Let's make that clear.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
a roost physical defensive mod.
But yeah, I think Cake Takers actually have really strong drafts just throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the weaknesses that we have named out, they can fix enough with like their prep and their play. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
like
It's not super game
Dooming.
changing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go
Alright.
on to Tusk.
Dude, Ram 3
Wait, when
Annihilate.
is
Wait,
mids?
that's
What week is mids?
crazy.
Huh?
What week is mids at?
After week
After
3.
After week 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of they do have a lot of time to like fix up. Most of these teams at least have a lot of time to fix up their mistakes by the time mids comes and then
Exactly.
win out from there.
Yeah. Dude, how long's your video so far?
We're at almost 2
hours.
hours.
What
Oh,
the
2
fuck?
hours.
Okay, nice. All right. So
You're gonna edit this, right?
Oh.
Tusk team 1. Oh, I actually like their first team, to be honest. Oh,
Yeah, it looks
okay,
pretty strong actually.
Yeah,
Axe
okay, it's
Cloaking,
a fuck ton of
Annihilate.
good mons. that I'll
Good, I like
just
that
say
a
that.
lot, yeah.
I think Bax Caliber plus Glow Kings just really it's
Yeah,
a solid
Axe
pairing.
Cloaking is like the core that everyone kind of realizes, like, oh,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
this
they
is
got
kinda
an
weird.
Annihilate on top of that. That's
Yeah,
really
round 3
nice.
Annihilate goes crazy.
And then
yeah, Ape is that guy.
I guess okay, round 4 for Noivern, like I get it, it's kind of early. It's a Noivern. There's not really much speed in SV, so
Yeah, it's like you have to kind of lock down like the
I might have
speed
preferred
earlier.
a Talonflame on this team to spread wisps and be immune to wisps aimed at Annihilate, but I guess you have backs for that as well, and Glow King doesn't mind being burned. Like, expect a lot of Will-O-Wisp into Annihilate.
I mean,
is the thing.
The things that are clicking Wisp though, you don't really want to switch paths into, do you?
No, generally not.
Like the Skeledirge or like the Rotoms, which can also pack like a T-Wave.
Honestly,
to
yeah,
go against
Dirge kind of
backs.
smokes this. Hold up. I guess Dondozo kind of can handle it.
yeah, ish maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
Terra
know.
Dirge actually. I mean, I guess your answer to Terra Dirge is like
Annihilate.
fire annihilate. You know, so they can't burn you and they're
Yeah.
hitting you with Torch Song
Yeah.
if they want to like boost.
There's ways around it. Yeah.
And then Noivern, obviously with Taunt, or
Yeah.
like, and then Verse.
I
Feels
think
good.
Shocks though as a mon is very good.
Good,
like,
yeah.
Fast speed. It's a mon that appreciates Terra. I don't think you need it, but like,
You're not gonna pick it over Annihilate and backs, that's for sure.
yeah, you definitely.
I think this
can.
team's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Second team.
Big.
Oh, there's Salamence. Oh, okay.
Tusk Iron Moth Gren is something that we were looking at for our Tusk team. We decided to go with a different combo that we'll see later, but this was definitely a strong consideration. I think the order was wrong. It should have been Moth into Gren, but
Yeah.
Wait, was this a
very-
wheel?
especially
it was a wheel, yeah.
because they have a Tusk.
Right.
Yeah.
Gren's a
And then-
strong mon. Moth with Terra is good. Mence with Terra is like Walmart Dragonite, which is like
Wait,
pretty
Okay,
good.
yeah.
Gren gets Battle Bond too, right? Or did we not do that?
Who gets what?
Does Gren get Battle Bond?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
doing that, I think.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then a Tinkaton, I guess for 8, like, yeah, but, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Tinkaton-
alright.
I mean, it's the fairy, it's the seal. It has rocks. It has a really hard hitting
Knockoff,
move.
T-Wave, you know.
Yeah. I think Knock's really nice to have because not a lot of mods can Knock.
Yeah.
Knock is really good actually, because between like Iron Moth, Gren, and Tusk, right? All of your hazards are going up, and you need to get rid of those
Yeah.
boots.
Exactly. And then
Does Sableye get Knock as well?
No,
in
it
this
can't
one?
Knock in this. I'm pretty sure.
That's tragic, bro.
Yeah, that is. This guy gets nothing.
Neither
I
can
don't know.
Uzi. It's like Tinkaton.
Yeah, I knew Uzi didn't, but like I thought maybe Sableye learned it by level up because it's like a dark type Pokemon.
Okay,
Anyways.
but
I think yeah, Tinkaton, Uzi aren't bad
They're bringable for
when it
sure.
comes to like stabilizing.
Sableye, Dunsparce, you know.
And then we'll see how Mence does. Mence is like I was saying earlier. Mence is like the Dragonite at home. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Some people in DGBA were like, yo, Paraments is the truth. We'll see if that's true or not. But
I guess it has Moxie and everything. So
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know.
like it definitely can have good matchups, you know?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Overall the team, I like it more than when I first saw it. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I warmed up to this definitely.
yeah.
Their
I don't
team-
mind it.
I don't know about
Their
this.
team I
man.
have not warmed up to yet, you know?
We're seeing
So-
Iron Bundle, Iron Treads again.
Yeah, common theme.
Yeah. Let's see. Thundee
not-
is
not
also
again,
okay.
I mean, there's two of
Glamora.
them. We can see the other
There's
one
two
on
of
the
them.
screen.
We haven't seen the other
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
yet though. I guess
Terra
I
Dirge,
jumped the movie a little
good.
bit.
Tauros,
I thought that
Water.
the other one was on the RC for some reason, but they just have the other bundle.
Yeah, it's like this is very much a top 6 kind of team.
Bombardier. No, Bombardier's
Joker.
fucking fire. I don't know what
Who
you
is
mean.
that
You
guy?
bring that shit.
Wait, is
over
Gogo
Iron Treads?
part normal or is it just
No,
grass?
it's
just
pure grass.
You might be able to see it against like other tusks and stuff then, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe, yeah.
I think you'd
mean,
rather
yeah,
just Boros, right?
Tauros, yeah.
Yeah, I
and
guess
then
that guy is
just beat it offensively between like Bundle, Thundee. Even like Clamora can like grass knot it and shit. I know that that was a thing in OU for a bit where it was like, yeah, this is solo move grass knot just because Tusk is a bitch. So
Yeah, I think they ran Energy Ball. I don't know if it gets
same thing.
Yeah,
not-
because
yeah.
it's Speedball, not.
same thing.
okay, but yeah,
Glimora, I drafted a lot of Glimora in SV, and I feel like it just doesn't do a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you're like, oh, it gets all the hazards, and Toxic Debris is pretty cool. It's like Toxic Debris usually, if you're getting hit by a physical attack, you're kind of like dying afterwards, and people do their best not to hit you as well. Your spinning move in Mortal Spin kind of sucks because it is blocked by steel types.
which are like the
and, like-
natural counter to you anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And then also, you don't really want to poison things as Glimora because it's one of the only Pokemon that gets toxic. And a lot of the times when you're spinning on a defensive Pokemon and you're poisoning it, you're not getting as much value as Toxic would.
I guess.
And then
I don't
then
know. I
also-
think other
I just think this team lacks like a properly heavy hitter.
yeah,
I could see that. Yeah.
it's got like Bundle Thundy.
Yeah.
I guess Treads hits decently hard, but a lot of the time Treads does take like a defensive role. So
Yeah. I really
then-
like the first team. Second team's alright. Third, I'm less of a fan. Swish teams. This first team I kind of like.
Yeah, I
Fire.
think it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, Lottie Clef, Melmetal, super cool. And then
Yeah,
Volk,
throw a Vulcan there.
Throw a Crobat on there.
Volk will just win sometimes, right? So
Yeah, I like
Volk is
that.
like that matchup Pokemon.
Wishy-washy. Darkrai's made me a believer, you know?
I've heard about the wishy-washy.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, solid
Yeah,
Swish.
I don't mind it. And then
Swish
Stunfisk is
also
just like
pretty
a
solid, to be honest.
decent value mon. Has Stunfisk risen in price? Recently?
Maybe.
Probably.
remember.
Yeah. It's
Maybe like 2
7.
seasons ago.
Alright, I don't remember what it used to be, but
Victini with boots is cool. Knight is cool.
with boots.
Vector is good.
Yeah,
Ultra's
dude.
good.
This team has fucking threats and then Feeny, Stunfisk.
Yeah.
the one thing this team doesn't really have though is like the longevity. Like
Longevity, I
Yeah.
think, is one. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if it matters that much, you know. But
and I
Also,
feel
like
what you're-
relatively weak to electrics outside of Fisk.
Yeah.
Makes sense why they got Fisk. It's better check.
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
also flyings as well. Like something like Torn feels really good against this team.
There's a lot of pressure. Fisk like hold stuff off for enough time for the offensive threats to do stuff. I don't know. It's kind of like it looks more of a matchup fish than their fish one.
It could be.
Which
yeah,
isn't bad,
this is
but
a very offensive team.
specifically in this season, if they see that this team's a matchup fish and they're like, okay, well let's just pick Sword and Shield then, so they're forced to bring this team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it introduces some.
Like a lot of the time, you're not even looking at like, oh, which of our teams are the best. It's like, oh, do they have a really bad team we can like take advantage of?
Yeah.
Force them to take. Yeah, I don't mind this team though. It's gonna win like a couple random games, and it's also gonna get like destroyed sometimes just on a bad matchup.
The
So,
volatility seems to be pretty high for this.
Ooh, volatility. Nice word.
Thank you.
Yeah, big word, big word.
Thank you. Let's go on it. Sun.
The speed tiers are kind of weird too, actually.
Yeah, it's
from like
really
from
spread.
like Victini to Spectrier is like a really big gap.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Lando,
Yeah, yeah.
Ren, Rotom, Wash. Really solid start. Zard X, I get it. Obalion's good. Deoxys good. It's just the removal for Zard. I don't see very much.
Like Rotom and like you have like Deoxys, which is a very good hazard setter. Gren can spike, Cobalion rocks, Lando T rocks.
Yeah,
Like,
you have
Yeah,
great
but our
hazard setters,
own-
but you're
our
gonna be
own,
defogging,
like-
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess your thing is like you want to keep the hazards off between like taunts on like Grand Cobalion on Deoxys. That's kind of like what they're gonna do, I guess.
Yeah.
What they're gonna have
I
to
could
do,
see
right?
it.
And then if they have to defog with Rotom, they can.
Lando's broken.
And then Lando also gets defog if you want to like run
Yeah.
that as well.
Might be a lot of lead Zardexes.
Would you Z Cobalion over like Greninja on this though? I think that Z Gren. Like
I don't know. I
could see
really
it.
don't.
I think it's really
Maybe,
a
yeah.
non-issue.
Yeah, I guess you're usually Z and Lando anyways.
You're
But I think that
usually Z Lando, yeah.
Z Gren like breaks through a lot of things, like just barely that Gren usually can't. Like that Hydro Vortex or that the Ice Beam or the Grass Knot or whatever.
I think Cobalion benefits a lot more than Gren is the thing, though.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
Cobalion's kind of weaker than Gren and everything, but it still has like a solid speed tier.
Yeah, SDCC and Ironhead with one of the stabs being Z.
Yeah, I
Usually
think that's,
pretty okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
agree.
SM2, let's see. Warren.
Dude, there's so many offensive teams on this.
Yeah, this is just Volturn offense. Which
Yeah,
kind of like.
yeah.
Yeah, the team's good.
Yeah, I like
No
this a lot.
complaints, honestly.
Even have
You won't really be
vanilla
seeing the
ones.
bottom tier a lot, but like
Yeah, you won't see him. That's okay though.
I mean maybe a Torterra gets brought once or twice.
Yeah.
But does Vanillix get Aurora Veil this gen?
Not sure, honestly.
Because that might be cool to see if it does.
yeah.
But I don't see that often. Yeah, definitely.
I think that's one of the better SM teams that we've seen so far. Just from how it
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah.
No real complaints at all. Just
Their Oras, I think, is like pretty okay.
Horn Rotom, Brown 3 Donphan.
Yeah, who
I
would
mean,
do that?
considering you pick Zardex, I guess it's fine-ish. I don't know.
Yeah, they
And
have
then round
hazards
eight
and then
Jirachi.
both turn into Zardex, which is bad.
Yeah,
Jirachi. I don't mind. I think a lot of people don't like Jirachi. I don't mind Jirachi though.
Yeah, I think it's kind of slept on in Oras. Good.
I agree with that. Yeah, I just think a lot of mons are just, especially in like
support
an
sets.
8-mon format, it's just like a lot of other mons are just sought after a bit more.
Plus,
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
when you have a Scarf Jirachi in the back,
There's always a win con.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The order of this team could argue it's a bit whack. There's Donphan third, but if you look past that, I'd say it's still.
Well, it's not a wheel. Right?
You don't really have that.
Yeah,
often,
yeah.
But if it was a wheel, Roserade over Donovan for sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's like even like not considering that, like just the bottom, like Jirachi's the 8th mon and everything.
Yeah, that looks a little suck.
And it looks a bit weird.
Give it some
I don't know.
respect,
mean-
bro. Put Murkrow
the
last.
reason that they do that obviously is they're like, oh, Jirachi's still there. I think it fits so good for this team. No one else really has the points for it or like would want it.
No,
so-
obviously it's like correct and all, but aesthetically, it's,
Right, right.
But it looks very whack. Like Jirachi should be next to Torrentee in theory, maybe next to Rotom Wash. I don't know, man.
maybe like round 4.
You could, yeah.
Anyways,
Second
4S2
team, they have a superior.
looks pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, I like their Ors too. They got Mega Dancy like super late, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, and then they have Serp.
Or
Great.
as Dancy is usually prioritized though.
Maybe a little bit more than round 5, yeah.
I guess it's Sun and Moon Diancie that's like super good, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's also good in...
Yeah. Well, yeah, Garchomp, Ape, Zapdos.
Zapdos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're all
Surf.
just good mons.
You even have a Steelix, so you have like that double ground dynamic, which is really cool. Skuntank's also solid.
Yeah.
And then one point for Samurott, that's pretty good.
Yeah, some of my more favorite teams so far from this.
Yeah.
Steelix definitely has that typing where it just like walls some Pokemon.
Yeah. Like, it's just naturally so physically bulky.
Yeah, it doesn't doesn't
takes,
even
like-
have to resist the hits.
It takes like 50 from close combat sometimes. Like,
Yeah,
Exact.
pretty good. Let's move on. We're getting past 2 hours here. Let's wrap it up a little bit, you know?
yeah,
I'm
everyone's falling asleep.
tired.
Definitely gonna have to include timestamps on this one.
Yeah, yeah. This is where we're talking about your team. Skip ahead. Alright.
Yeah.
Another Iron Bundle treads with Zapdos instead of Thundy. So, like, typing's there.
I mean, I think I like this one better than the other one,
I think so as well, yeah.
I think yeah.
but I still
think
don't like it that
Slytherin's
much, you know.
cool
But
with it.
It's just better.
You have
yeah,
the
I think
Comparatively.
Slitherwing is a cool Pokemon.
Yeah, I really
I-
like Slitherwing.
I think Screamtail just like on teams that it fits on, like it just it helps out a lot, you know.
Dreamtail is
Yeah.
one of those Pokemon that just like it does nothing, but like it seems like it's doing something, so like it's kind of like annoying
Well,
still.
it's
You know
just
what I
an
mean?
annoying dickhead, so you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't actually do anything, but when it comes in and it witches up and then it thunder waves you or
It
encores you or
lives
whatever,
Everything, yeah.
Then it
and then
feels
it
bad.
encores you, and then you're paralyzed, and then it wish passes into the iron treads, and it's like, dude.
You're
what
like,
the fuck?
man, I worked hard for that chip.
and then it
Yeah.
starts cursing up, you know, or bulk upping,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, it gets bulk up.
It does that, I
Yeah.
promise.
Seems okay.
Yeah.
There are 2 I don't like.
I mean, I wouldn't
much.
say it's okay. I don't like the team still, like the Iron Treads bundle, but
Alright.
like it works for what they have. I
That's
guess.
fair enough, yeah. The 2 I don't think is very good. I think this is a miss.
You picked T-Train round 7.
Yeah, they had a really good start. Like
Like, where's the
Rotom
threat?
is a pretty decent start,
Did
but
they
then
have a good start? They picked Torn second overall, man.
Yeah.
oh, this was second overall. That's not the
Yeah.
best.
Where's the guy?
But yeah,
Like
what
the
do
one
you,
you're scared
what are you
of.
Volt turning into?
Yeah,
Like,
I think there's 7 okay mons
Like,
here.
the only one you're scared of is Torn, right?
I guess, yeah.
yeah,
Like,
and I guess
legitimately?
like it's
Yeah.
nasty plotting and then it has Terrabas.
Yeah. But it's revealed on preview, so you know what its coverage is
I
going to
guess
be most of the time.
Zarude does hit hard, but just offensive grass types aren't very good. I don't think so.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still like a Heatran and everything.
Heatran also hits hard, but like it's not fast enough to really be considered a threat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, they have 2 Vigoroths. What's going on?
Yeah, and none of them are coming to a game. Oh, Swala isn't even put in the dock for a point. Need to fix that after this. But,
You
Yeah. So
need
why is that guy
tomorrow.
there?
why is he there?
You shouldn't have to fix it. Like,
Yeah. Too many teams making me add new 1-pointers to the dock. Like,
I
why
actually-
is there a Torracat that I have to add to the Swish strap word?
Dude, Mega Scissor is scary,
There
bro.
was nothing better? Are you sure? Okay.
Are you sure? Dude, Torracat
Anyways.
was Rillaboom.
Sure.
Actually, I don't mind their SV3 at all.
Yeah, that's their best SV draft for sure.
I think the top 4 are like
agree.
pretty good.
I think their top 6 are fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
even
Shocks.
for
Yeah, I like
Arcane,
Shocks a lot.
okay.
Corvid Knight, I don't like that much, but I guess when you're getting it round 5,
Like they need the
It's not
ground
bad.
resist, so I get it.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a Pokemon that's always
It
gonna like.
spikes offense with a Spathra there. Pretty cool. You have ways
Yeah.
to get in your threats, which is nice.
And
I guess Corvid Knight is funny. It's like, oh, I can't break through this Pokemon, but I guess I can set up on it, and then it also sets up an Iron Defense. And I was like, well, I can't beat it still, I guess.
yeah,
And we can just
yeah,
both
these
sit here.
guys. I think they're the only Terra Garchomp
Yeah.
I think is really good. I like Terra
It's like-
Chomp a lot.
I like it, but it's like, dude, Garchomp's still fine without Terra. It's just,
Yeah, I think you're gonna
I don't know-
Terra the
I don't know if
Espathra
it
most
needs
weeks.
to Terra.
yeah.
Like I do like the option of Terra Chomp.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what do you use with it? Like ice or something? Like extra coverage, or do you use it for like a defensive typing?
You can use it to like get super strong dragon moves, or ground moves. Like the stab
Right, and then
options are
and
good
then
on it, and
Still
then like
resist, like
Take away the
fire.
ice.
fire and that kind
fire
of
is
stuff.
one of the strongest ones.
I feel like Terra's just good on mons with like 4 times weaknesses because you could just suddenly take
Yeah,
that off.
you give
away.
them like a super stab, and they're now only 2 times weak to their.
Yeah, I guess fire is
I
really
think.
good too, because things like Corviknight that innately wall you.
Yeah, they just get
just kinda, like-
smoked,
Like you SD and then you Terrafire them. Like what do
Yeah.
they do?
and then you resist ice as well, which is big.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that actually.
Mhm.
Plus, I don't have a lot of Pokemon that enjoy the Terra that much, so.
Yeah, this is like one of my more favorite SV teams so far. I think.
Yeah.
just
I thought that
Seems
they were
really
joking
good.
because this was the team that could have taken Godanga, right? And then
Oh
they took
yeah,
Meow instead.
turned out
But
good though.
I like what they did with it still. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on. SV. Okay, Chomp Rotom Cinderace is a fire start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
And then Uxie, Zerud, Scissor. Those are both
pretty good follow-ups. Yeah,
Those are all
I like
pretty
the
good.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Clefairy's fine, I guess. Whatever.
Shout out to benched Clefairy.
Yeah. And then
I mean,
Gloom.
you're kind of bringing the top 6 most of
Yeah.
the time.
Clefairy also one of the most benched mons last season because we have those stats.
Yeah.
It's great.
Gloom, grounded poison, I guess. It's a Gloom.
Yeah. The Zera team, good honestly.
There's just
One
a lot of
one
good
thing for
mons here,
their
to be
first team,
honest.
they don't switch into like Latios at all, like dragon type moves. I
Yeah,
don't like them at all. Like any strong dragon move, like your resist is Scissor or Clefairy, you know.
I mean, yeah, but Clefairy.
Zarud is
forced-
kind of fat enough.
Yeah, I feel like Zarud is usually used as a Lottie check, and it's really good at that.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
I guess
really good. It's adequate.
Well, I mean, because like it switches into Draco, I guess.
I mean, the
It's
thing
like
is
a
though, it
setup
doesn't
Lottie.
really have recovery though. Like as jungle healing, which
Well,
is
that's
only 25 though.
synthesis.
It's Synthia.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, it's
it-
not
it-
synth,
Usually
actually.
what
I-
happens is you get up
Yeah.
rocks and then you Draco on the switch and then you switch out your Latios and the next time it comes in you claim.
Yeah,
Right.
but if it's synth, then it's a bit tougher to do so. Obviously.
No, I'm saying with Synth.
Oh,
But anyways,
Yeah, because the Draco's still doing like 60, 70, so like it's a Latios.
yeah. And like Specs
But yeah.
Lottie is like the bring versus that. Anyways,
Yeah.
we can move on. Is Lottie even in Swish?
It's on the team above it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. I don't know why I blinked on that.
Because we're tired.
Hey,
and I'm
hey,
tired.
it's past my bedtime. We've been
I wanna
recording for a
go to
while.
bed. I wanna
They're a
go
team
to
I pretty much like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kirim's really good in Swish.
Yeah.
Middle Queen and Celesteela. Getting Celesteela around 4 feels really good too.
Yeah, I agree.
Celestial went round 4 in both Swish drafts, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty similar in structure to our Coco Kurum team that we'll get to pretty soon. I like
Yeah.
the build overall. Yeah, I think their Swish is really good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sun
Ooh,
Moon.
wait, this is a fire team. I don't
This
know
team
what-
is straight out of 2017.
dude, the Mega Hound, the Doombringer himself.
Oh my
Holy-
god, got the little Pocket Sun at the back. You got
Dude.
your Fable,
It's so bad.
Slowbro,
The
Nidoqueen.
fastest mon is Mega Houndoom if you don't count Victory Bell and Sun. That's crazy.
Which I absolutely
What
do
are
not.
what are the odds that Torkoal comes more often than Houndoom?
Pretty high.
Like,
Pretty high.
Dude, I don't know. Mega Houndoom's a banger. Holy moly.
You might have to bring the Mega Doom when you play Hiker's team. You know what I'm saying?
which one's Hiker's team?
Oh, I got it. I got it.
Oh,
yeah.
wait.
Real
Yeah.
ones get the reference.
Yeah, real ones get the.
No.
Anyways, team seems pretty solid enough. Like, it's definitely more so on the balance side,
Yeah.
which is kind of fallen out of favor in Sun Moon. But what it does mean
Every
is
year
they were able to get Clef round 3, which would not really be possible back in the day.
Yeah,
So,
it's
like,
actually it's pretty hard to break through this team.
Yeah. They kind
Yeah.
of just cover all their bases.
Mm-hmm.
The Gallade team, it's like just Gallade Sand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your
Pretty good.
Gallade team.
Gallade.
Yeah,
And yeah, you have
Gallade
the Feeny
Feeny, and then you
Zapdos
grab
as
Sand
well.
Zapdos. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Tangela,
Tangela, Quillfish are
Koala.
cool.
I feel like this team kind of builds itself once you decide you're going Gallade Sand.
Yeah.
Like these are the ones you would choose, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Solid team.
Yeah, still scary, you know. Like it's kind of what you expect, but still at the same time, it's like, well, it's still gonna kill something. Like,
Oras.
Oras. Right.
Oras.
The Manaphy into Diggersby into Swampert. Kind of based.
Kind of based, yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. It looks like maybe they invited Sky to their server because both these teams needed a Grand Bowl.
Exactly.
For real.
Yeah, I think Manaphy is pretty good for the price. Hard to fit. I think they did an okay job fitting it here.
A lot of like ways to get in Manaphy, which is cool. Like you have Diggersby, Mega Scissor, and Chow.
Yeah, I like
which,
Manaphy a
which,
lot
like,
because
in itself actually is actually just scary, like U-turn core shit. So
Manaphy is like a cheaper Pokemon that usually ends up being the star of the draft as well. Like when you're prepping for a team and you see Manaphy, it's like, oh, I have to actually prep for that, you know?
Yeah.
And it,
You gotta bring
when
like,
it's only
multiple
when it's-
Pokemon to check it.
yeah,
quickly.
exactly.
I think one downside is, okay, I don't know if it's a downside actually, like fastest Mon Latios, but like there's some viable Scarfers and everything, so
Yeah,
There's
Mienshao,
ways around
Diggersby, Latias
Diggersby.
can also be Scarf.
I guess Rotom as well. Like yeah, there's ways around that, so
Mhm.
yeah.
Your Diggersby is OP.
Yeah, pretty okay. The other Oras team,
I don't.
it
It's
looks
kinda
like a
an-
SM team almost.
Yeah,
It's kind of enemy. Like I think Heatran, if you went double steel, I'm not sure if Scizor is the play with it. Because I think conceptually
Heatran,
Mega
Scizor?
Scissor and Scissor are different mons entirely in just how they are.
Yeah, for
you don't
sure.
know about the Heatran Scissor combo?
I
What,
think
nobody told
Heatran
him?
No, you can't have two steals on his team. That's
Oh,
doesn't
right,
make
right.
sense. Yeah. And you don't have a dragon? That is fucking disgusting.
Yeah, what are you trolling?
Yeah. But
I
yeah,
think
Mega-
this team also has that thing where like all of the Pokemon, if you look at them like individually, look really good. But then like, do they work
Oh,
together though?
I,
You know?
I think they work fine together, to be honest.
I think
like,
this
yeah,
one's
Mega-
better. Yeah.
Yeah. Lando T is just a good mon. You have the Heatran Scizor, which like it's okay, I'd say. And then with your last couple picks, you have some just rule compressors, just blanket checks to top
Mhm.
offensive threats. So
Yeah, I don't hate it that much.
yeah,
It's just not my favorite, you know?
yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
No, I can see.
We can move on.
Yeah,
The
please.
penultimate team. Big word there, right?
Okay.
Right.
Means second to last, people.
All
Right,
right.
Infernal
So,
Armory.
Five's not biased, by the
I-
way.
I'm the least biased person here.
I'll talk shit about the.
Oh,
I'll
no.
only talk briefly about
Oh,
it.
no.
So.
Please be gentle.
What?
What?
Huh?
Huh? See,
Okay, let's
What is-
go.
What's this last Pokemon on this team?
Squawkabilly.
I think I've ever seen it before.
Yeah, well, you're about to. Wants the goat.
Shit.
Yeah, Tusk, Moth, Meow. Like I was saying, we were thinking about going Moth Gren, but we decided Meow instead.
Almost the same, but not quite.
Yeah, they're pretty similar mons. But, the points and Meow can knock.
And then obviously offensive grass versus offensive water. Like usually you like the water a lot more. But the grass does do things that the water doesn't sometimes.
Yeah.
So mainly like switching to ground types and stuff.
The next wheel was Gambit. I'm a big fan of these Pokemon, especially Terra Gambit.
I like the Terra Gambit a lot. I haven't really seen this form of an Amorous. I've seen the other form quite a bit.
Yeah, this
so
one.
We'll see how this one does.
This one looks like a fucking turtle. Look at his ass.
Turtle supremacy. Shout out to Turtonator.
Yeah, dude.
I know this one is like the bane of Verloom, right? Like it has Overcoat for Spore, and then Verloom just can't hit it unless it has like Rock Tomb, which isn't doing anything because it has a million defense.
Yeah. Hard hitting Moonblast as well. So I mean,
its typing is really cool though, because like it walls things like Tusk innately. It walls most ground types like Garchomp and stuff. Like sure, it can take stone edges.
It hits hard back, like really strong.
Yeah.
And then it has all the moves that the regular Enamorous has, right? So it has like Calm Mind, it has Iron Defense, it has Journey Kiss, it has like
Moonblast, Earth Power, Mystical Fire.
Yeah. So I can definitely see this Pokemon kind of popping off.
Then Vaporeon Electros just
kind of like
to check things.
Holes, I guess.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Thank you, very cool.
You picked the sexy fleshlight as well as an Electros. What are you doing?
That's crazy.
They blue words, like.
Obviously, I like the team. What do you guys think?
Hey, I'm the contrary.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind it. I think that I've liked all of your SV teams a lot.
Yeah, I think our SV is
Yeah, I think that a lot of people don't quite know what they're doing in SV, which kind of helps a lot too.
Yeah, there's definitely some question marks that we've seen.
Squawkabilly, why did you take that?
You didn't tell me what Squawkabilly does.
Like, yeah, well, we gotta educate the masses, I guess. Anyways, our next team we got Bax Volk, aka two of the top Terrapons in the format. Sheesh. And then Slowking for the Bax combo, Lycanroc for speed, King Lu for the King Lu core. Oh my god, it's just fun to say.
But then what's that Pokemon after King Lu there?
I will be honest, the Fortress, you know, it's there, you know. It is what it is. Hariyama I think is good in SV. Drifblim I think is really good as well.
I think Hariyama, after seeing King Gambit and stuff, not King Gambit, Iron Hands, Hariyama like hits super hard, and like its coverage is actually really good. I never realized that Hariyama's coverage is actually so good.
It can get like 8% back when it drain punches something.
Huge. Yeah.
All of that HP.
And
then Thick Fat's cool too.
And then these furries picked Lycanroc Dusk for speed. It's kind of weird. I don't know, man.
Speed is really hard to come by.
Yeah. Right, and then we have the Chi-Yu team with Volturn, then T-Wave support, then Noivern for some speed control, Phytops for webs, Breloom.
The motherfucker picked up Breloom in 2023. That's
crazy.
Man,
SV is its best tier by far. Don't at me.
Okay, and you picked a Spidops. Look at him.
We did pick a Spidops. Okay, that one is a little bit less defendable, but you know it's there.
Klecky as well, dude. Klecky is just—it's so I don't know.
Breloom actually is like kind of sleeper good too, just based on the fact that like I think that grass type moves in SV in specific are like super strong.
Yeah, because like you see a lot of dark types and ground type format as like kind of what teams are built
like
around.
Yeah.
And Breloom kind of just, you know,
beats both. And it's like if something that it doesn't beat, it can just put to sleep. You know, like
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get a free switch out. So
You have loaded dice bullet seed. Holy, moly, that is so fire. Round 3 Lando T is
A
very
little bit
strong.
sinister, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Really happy it fell to.
I really like that team, and I really like your SP2 as well. I think
Yeah.
that one of your main things you were talking about is like if you should get the round 2 Glow King, which kind of
with
the
SP2.
Glow King max combo.
Yeah, but we were just kind of hoping Slowking would come back and pick up Volk, because then like
And luckily it did. Yeah.
prepping for Back's Volk has gotta be hard, you know.
Yeah, both of them can Terra, and you can also choose which one you want to Terra once the game starts. You don't have to do it beforehand, which is really nice.
Yeah, so even if you know the type, it's like, oh, well, shit, which one's gonna Terra?
Yeah, the one that wins first. That's for the one.
Hey, don't sack the wrong Pokemon, because
Yeah.
Okay.
Swish. This Swish
this is the
won.
Coco Kyurem team.
We were kind of in shambles early on, but I think we fixed it up pretty nice.
I know you guys were looking at like Nidoking, weren't you, instead of Swampert?
Yeah.
Did that get sniped, or did you just choose not to?
Nidoking got taken, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we were playing around with Queen, but like we ended
It's
up
not
on
the
the
same.
Swampert.
Yeah. I like Swampert still.
And Steel around 4, you said with the other draft is good value. We agree.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Lycan does
Rock for
another
some
free. Kind of weird.
rocks,
man.
you know? A little bit of priority.
Lycan Rock's like a really hard Pokemon to switch into.
It's basically a fighting type offensively. So
Yeah.
The tough claws, yeah.
Yeah. You have a Wheezing.
Weezing, Scrafty are just there to like check things defensively.
And you pick the
Yeah,
fucking
Weezing-
Sceptile. Who is he?
Weezing
Dude,
has T-Spikes, which is pretty cool too.
Unburden? Yeah.
Oh, Unburden with the Coco. My
Or-
apologies.
or
that is very
Choice
good.
specs with the nature power, you know?
Oh, I apologize.
You think
yeah,
you're
it's-
so-
Coco's
The
very
other round 4 Celesteela is in shambles when Sceptile clicks Nature Power. Like,
Exactly. Anyways, Swish 2, you know,
It's a
it's
Theodore team.
a little bit of a bulkier style, you know?
Dude, I saw in
it's
the
kind of
fucking...
weird, but like I know Theo will use it
In
well.
the fucking thing, it was like, 13 points left, and people were like, nah, it's gonna be Galarian Darm. Or,
Yeah.
this is gonna be Terrakion. No, it's gonna be Dracovish. And then it's fucking Reuniclus. And
That
people were
was
like,
so funny.
what is going on? And I'm like, dude, it's the Theodore Manny team. I'm disappointed like you are. It's okay.
Regenerator star emoji.
Or Magic Guard,
Hate
like
that
to
guy.
Yeah, this is one of those teams we're just gonna kind of let them cook, you know?
Reuniclus is a really good Pokemon though. So like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, but
usually
like, come on.
it still does things. You know what I mean? Like.
Mhm.
You can always find a set that does something, whether it's like knockoff T-Wave or it's setting up Calm Minds or like it's random like trick from like offensive. Like that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but imagine if this wasn't a Theodore Manny team and you pick like, Terrakion or Galarian Darm
Wow.
instead of picking another
Someone who's not
regenerating psychic type.
If someone who's not Theo is like piloting this team, then like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
So,
what the fuck? Weirdo.
Yeah.
one thing too is like I guess the speed tiers too, because like it kind of goes like Garchomp, Crobat, and
Yeah,
those
it
are
does.
like the only
And
fast
then it goes
Pokemon
to
on the
fucking
entire team.
Scizor.
Like,
Yeah, we're gonna let them cook though. It'll work out. I trust.
I'm so glad that like I can't wait until like the Tornadus is all come in modest and then just like
And then what? What do they do?
kill everything, bro.
Kill what?
All of
A
it. What do you mean?
DNC and a Licky. Fuck, I hate this shit. Okay.
Like he gets taunted, Diancie gets iron tailed. GG.
Sun Moon. We have some pretty
You-
spicy picks on our SM1.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, how did those two fall to us? That's crazy.
And then Nidoking Hydra, that's crazy. And then the rest of your draft is fucking awful. Holy shit. Do you put Z on your Koffagrigus when you
We
have...
did.
And dude, that's crazy.
About it.
Dude, Azu without a Z, as well as this an Azu in Sun and Moon, dude, I don't know, cheat. And then
Trust
dude,
me,
stack attack with
We're
no Z.
professionals.
That's Stack Attack with no Z. Stack Attack loves Z crystals. That's wild. And then Abomasnow. Dude, Abomasnow is kind of cool. I can't lie. Fourth best one on this team. Alright, that's
fourth best.
Huh? Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyways, SM2, we kind of built off of Aster's team last season.
This is just Aster bullshit again.
Yeah, but it's upgraded because it has a Lurantis on there. Broken.
What? They had a Vileplume last time. Vileplume's broken.
Lurantis is like Vileplume, but like better.
No.
Vileplume, but it's like Vileplume at +6. So
No. Vileplume is so good. I don't think.
yeah, does Lurantis get Sludge Bomb?
Yeah.
Because Sludge Bomb is kind
I thought. Yeah. Does it have chlorophyll? Yeah.
Does it have a Vex Spore?
Yeah.
It has Contrary Leaf Storm.
Wait, does it get Leaf Seed?
I would assume so.
It doesn't get Leaf Seed in SV, so I don't know if
But that's crazy. Maybe not. I don't know though.
Because I don't think it's a
Hey,
team.
we're clicking Leaf Storm though. It's all good. Superpower?
Yeah. True, it gets that.
Yeah, whatever, man. Okay, yeah, this is just some Aster J bullshit. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it though.
ORAS one.
Cleans up a lot of the time.
I think ORAS one's actually just a good team, to be honest.
Yeah, overall pretty strong.
And me Mega Alt, that's a good archetype with Infernal Crook. You have a superior, even like Empoleon. Like this is a good team for Empoleon.
Yeah, I like Auras also area a lot because it kind of just like, even if you're not setting up, it kicks Body Slam, spreads Paras and Auras, which is really cool.
Yeah, and it's
And
like
it still does
bulky
like
as
40
shit.
to 50 with Body Slams. Like,
I just think Mew plus Mega Alt, it just has a lot of just. It's a good pick. It's like a good pairing to have, you know.
yeah.
And then ORAS too. There's a fucking Bisharp. Holy and around Dawn fan. That's crazy.
Yeah. We may have gotten sniped a little bit here. And this is what we ended up with.
Kinda.
Dude, the Blade,
Interesting.
I haven't seen that since season 3 with that Kakuna where it's had a team. And then
It's almost the same
Ambipom. Ambipom's not real.
Yeah, but
There
you
was
know who
another draft
is real
that had-
though? Mega Medi.
No,
He can
the
carry.
one-
There was another draft that got torn to Rotom, but there was like nothing to go into. This one has like Medicham, but that's kind of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Medichamp's pretty fucking
Medicham,
good.
wait,
I don't
you
know.
need them, yeah. Like
Yeah,
unless you
he's-
have a Mew, I don't know
And
what
like
you're doing.
Loki,
bro.
like Roserade and Bisharp as well, like they kind of hit hard, you know.
Yeah, it's like they need to be like in on the right Pokemon, but when they are, it's like it feels good. So
Yeah, you gotta bring
Yeah.
the heat with this team, I feel like.
Yeah, you want to bring the ORAS one most of the time. It feels like.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
okay.
Auras might-
I think that's a good team. Overall, Infernal Armory dogs are draft shit. I don't know, man.
Oh man. Oh well.
Not biased, but
Let's move on. It's now.
necklace.
I want to go to sleep.
Well then hurry up.
Goldango, Lando.
Oh my god,
Wow,
yeah.
this
What
team
is
looks really bad. What the fuck?
Hero
I think
Roach?
this is gonna be a pretty common theme with this team. Oh, what were they cooking?
Terra
like-
Roach, dude. I don't think you understand. That's the snail right there. Fucking
They're not
Yeah,
my
this is
favorite.
my live
like,
reaction.
like these top 3 aren't my favorite top tier mons, but they're okay, I guess. But then after that, it's just like,
What happened, bro?
yeah. Like your top 3 are already not my favorite, but then the rest of them are really not my favorite. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Terra Wolchine. Like, what,
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so
what are you doing with
so
him, bro?
good. You take away your grass dark, and he's so bulky. Oh,
And he still has
Wow.
speed and knockoff.
exactly, dude.
Kinda broken, I don't know.
I basically Celesteela right there.
I'd
Yeah.
rather Terra my Goldango. Like Goldango has really good
I would
typing
as well.
already.
I
But,
would as
like,
well. Like, even if
Sometimes
it's
sometimes
one,
having stab focus blast or just being a flying type or anything like that can help Goldango a lot.
Yeah, Dark is also pretty good.
yeah, even fighting for like focus blast and shit.
Wow,
Oh.
I just said that.
He did just say that. That's crazy.
But yeah,
Anyways,
if you just like Terra like into like a pure steel type or something as well,
You can
and
turn
then you
into a
recover,
flying
it feels
type.
really good. Yeah.
Yo, I just looked over one to their SV2 and I'm gonna say the exact same things, I feel like.
What
Top
do you
3
mean?
are
Yeah.
good, and they got like last
Weird.
round Cinderace, which is nice. Gastrodon,
still-
pretty bad. Arena, pretty bad.
Even with the hazards, I'm not too big of a fan.
Yeah,
of
I drafted
Gastrodon.
Gastrodon in LD, and then it just sits there and does nothing the entire time. No
Bronzong's
Scald, no anything, right?
Okay,
So
like it's a Bronzong. It's
As
never-
long as alright.
Yeah, and Masquerade, it's a 1 point mon. Like,
Yeah, I can't hold that against the draft.
They did get Ace at the back end, which I don't mind Ace also, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind Ace with this team just generally. It gives you actual speed, which
this team you're really relying on the Urshifu to kind of like do everything, you know.
Yeah, and when
And I guess the
Urshifu can kind of
Namorous
get
too.
surprise KO'd pretty often relative to other like top tier mons, that
Yeah,
might
it's
be
like
a problem.
you randomly take like a dazzling gleam from Glimora or something. Like,
I don't know. I think like there are mons that are going to turn into like fairies because of Urshifu, but it's like
Then
you have,
G
like,
King
gold?
kind of
and
smokes.
even like Song to an extent. So it's like
Yeah, they're not lacking on fairy resist, that's for sure.
yeah,
they
exactly.
just have to be able to look out for it.
There's support
Like
around
expect it.
Urshifu, which I think is fine.
Yeah, SV3 though, I think they were cooking, and I think they did a good job here.
Yeah, I think Gengar's just a mon we don't really see, but when it's on teams, like you have to respect.
There's not a lot of great ghost types in SV, at least
are,
with
like-
Dragapult and Spectre Band. So a lot of teams might not prioritize like ghost checks as much. So Gengar is cool there, but at the same time, dark types are really strong in this format.
Gengar
So-
got T-Spikes as well, which like
Yeah, T-Spikes is good.
is a pretty decent move, especially if you know they're going into something that like Gengar can't really do anything to anyways.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
still
well,
get
I
something
might
out of
as
the
well get my
turn.
Spike up.
Like support Gengar is pretty good, right? Because Wisp,
Yeah,
T-Spikes,
like Wisp sub, like maybe
Hex.
disable.
yeah.
Yeah, there's options there.
Yeah, I really like the Torn Backs, King Lu.
Someone
Ting
Someone
Lu,
in
yeah.
the Steam server was telling me that Gengar sucks. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Electrode's
Qualls-
good, Kamal's not coming.
Yeah, hard to hate this team.
Yeah.
They
In Swish, they decided to draft the exact same team twice. They share 4 Pokemon, right? 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4. They almost shared 5 from what I heard, because they were planning on a Regieleki on here, but then they changed to Lantern for Izzion to round it off.
It's actually like the same team, yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
It's like they got the Mew team in the first one, and then the second one they're like, wait, Mew's still there, guys. What if we just like?
Yeah. It's kind of like, do they have good Spectre checks? If no, bring left. If yes, bring right. It really is that simple.
Yeah.
What happens
Yeah,
when they
that's-
bring both?
That's
Well,
legit.
happens.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
This one, I'm gonna have to see to believe. You know, it's one of those drafts.
Yeah, both
Yeah, I
of
don't
them.
really like it.
Right there,
Like,
SM.
They didn't draft one; they drafted 2 comfies. Like,
Oh my god, I didn't know they did this.
Sun and Moon, yeah.
Ooh.
They be cooking, for real.
they are cooking something.
Yeah.
I almost don't mind it.
Yeah, same. The,
But, like,
the
we'll
SM, I
see,
really
I
don't
guess.
mind. It's crazy.
Like they've H slash. I like Mega Sceptile. I was like, what are you cooking with the Bulu? I don't know.
Yeah, and why is it
Like,
Z?
Ape Zapdos aren't bad.
I don't know. I think Bulu kind of needs Z as well, like kind of, because it's like, hey, Z superpower.
But you could have it on the Aegis
yeah.
or Zapdos. Oh, good on those.
Yeah, on
but
the Zapdos are
Bulu,
pretty good.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like Xeon Bulu at least is like, oh,
Like, I get it, but I don't
SP'd
agree.
up, and now you have to like scout for the Z superpower if you're going into like your, I don't know, Scizor or something. Like,
Yeah, I personally would have put it on Snorlax because Snorlax has an exclusive Z move, being Pulverizing Pancake.
Okay, stupid.
I love pancakes.
Mega
Yeah.
Sceptile is one of those mons where it's like garbage. You know it's garbage, and then it actually just does something during the game for no reason. Like, I don't get it.
I mean, it's fast and strong still, you know. So it's like,
Strong's a strong word, I think, but
it's not bad. But
yeah, it's all right for 5 points. We're
yeah,
chilling.
definitely 5 points.
Second team, I kind of like Renate Moo.
I wish they had more ways to keep hazards off.
You know,
Because the one thing about Mega B is like it wants to come in and it wants to full turn so much. But if it's taking 25 from hazards, it feels really bad.
I kind of wish
So-
this were like an Oras team with a different Mega. Like, this is an Oras team with Mega Stoice. Looks so fire.
Yeah, it's a really good Oras team actually. These are actually all Oras Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Mew also really likes Z, like in Sun and Moon. I don't know, because it's
Yeah.
just such an offensive gen, and it can Genesis Supernova and everything. I don't know.
But I don't mind the Chomp Infernape.
You
They're
can't
also
see
great.
Nosy over Infernape, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think you would put it over Infernape if you.
yeah, I think Zygarde Chomp is way too prominent.
Yeah, I might
just
prefer Mew over
content
Nape
progression
thinking
stuff.
about it.
I think I would as well. Where it's
Yeah.
like on the first team, Ape I'd say is the best Z user.
Yeah, by far.
On like, hey, it's Chomp. I might prefer Mew. I don't know.
Offensive Mew is also just so scary too,
I
because you
think
can
it
never
is,
you can never prep for every set it can go for. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, good Sun Moon teams, I think. For us, let's see. Second team is like classic Halu build.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Charizard X, Crook, Mew.
Yeah.
Yeah. That has Halu written all over it.
Yeah, and then it has the Cresselia spikes and stuff too.
Yeah. Fucking Cresselia as well. Like, yeah.
Huh? No, Roselia.
Yeah.
No, it has no. But Hollow builds have Cresselia, but this one's just instead of Mew.
No, this one's Roselia.
Oh.
It rhymes, so it's the same thing.
So it's exactly.
It's fine. Yeah. First team, I actually don't hate it.
I think it's pretty
Terrakion-
strong, actually.
Terrakion with the Thundee Mega Guard, I think is really cool.
I think their old gen drafts are like pretty solid. The Swish, I'm not quite sold on, and
Yeah.
the SV, I'm not sold on entirely. But the old gens, I do quite enjoy.
I think for
Terrakion's a really strong Pokemon. Like people kind of sleep on it, I think.
I think my one complaint with their ORAS-1 is you want ways to get in your Terrakion and Mega Guard reliably, and they don't
And
really
you
have
have
ways to
Thundee.
do that.
So
Yeah. I think that's a little bit less of a problem in Oras, because generally things are bulky enough to pivot in themselves.
But yeah, like I agree with that. It's like it's Mega Guard of the mons.
Yeah, you want to be abusing that if you can.
Yeah, I prefer ways to abuse it. Again, like I still think it's a good team and all. It's just like
Yeah, maybe like a Mienshao on this instead of Terrak would be cool.
I think that'd be cool. Yeah.
in Auras, you have Volturn in the form of doubling. So
Yeah. Put your nuts on the table, you know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
because it balls to the wall. Yeah, and then obviously the second team, the Hollow stuff. I still think it's a good team though.
Yeah,
Like,
it
you
looks
remove-
really solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind it.
Yeah.
I think we can call that a day.
No, instead let's go across the all-time records. Just review everyone. So
Okay.
well, let's go to the schedule and predict all 7 weeks actually.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, as well as what happens during mid.
Are you sure you don't want to like go to bed?
Let's go across all the players who signed up who weren't taken and why they weren't.
Just do a quick analysis.
Let's not do that.
Hey, man.
Hey man.
Alright, I think I'm gonna call it there. If you watch the whole thing, you need to get a life. If you watch just your team, good job.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that sometimes I watch the whole thing, but I don't like watch it. I just kind of
Just on the background?
while I'm doing something.
Yeah, like, hey, if you have this on in the background, hey,
Then you're a
how you
real one,
doing?
yeah. Thanks for the
Alright.
watch time.
Yeah, real. Alright, peace.
Are we-
I'm out of here.
Are we gonna do more videos?
Yeah, I want to do videos of like some hype games, like catch them
Yeah.
live.
I do that.
So see you then.
Okay, sweet. See ya.